This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's Eric Nagel. It starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Eric Nagel, and over from I would usually say the frozen tundra, but the non-scorched earth, yet it looks like it somehow, of Arizona. Say hello to Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
We've got a lot to get to and not a lot of time to get to all of it. Thank you, everybody who's listening on the iHeartRadio app. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those places, do us a kindness, leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. And if you're joining us live, like we do each and every week in our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch, we thought we were going to try to go live on TikTok since, it's like, why not? It's going away in a few days. Let's do it for kicks. And then I saw it's like, you got to install this other software. I'm like, I'm not really in the need to install more software right now from Chinese apps. So we'll just let that be. We're on our usual places. So thank you for being here. And of course, across the board on all the social media at It's Eric Nagel. Where's the clicker? Where's the thing right there? Nope, that's for me. That's for there it is. Right there. All right. Sorry, I'm a little, I was having some fun here. There's a rather large woman arguing with me in the comments at Fox 11's Instagram account. And
wow.
Her comment here, because I made some comments about the Heidi Spencer thing, and she said something along the lines, did she delete them?
Is she the one fighting with you? Well, no.
Oh, hold on.
Never mind. It was our YouTube channel that I saw these.
A rather large woman who has a Support Palestine flag in her bio. She's telling people to ignore my comment to her response below. It says, ignore the comment below. He has posts specifically hating on Spencer. No, I don't. I have one video that's up on all the platforms about Spencer Pratt, pretty much confirming he is a Tim Dillon bit, right? So
100%.
The clip I put up there, you go, that's something exactly Tim Dillon would have said and done, but he's doing it, as the kids say, IRL. So I put that up there. That's all it was. It was a goof on him, but you can't goof on this situation because, toxic and bullying and whatever. Anyway, she says, he has posts specifically hating on Spencer. Pathetic, honestly. He can't see the forest through the trees. And I wrote back, nope, because they all burnt down. You can't see the fork through your fingers. And she now has turned the feature off where you can't respond to them anymore. They're there. I can comment, but I can't tag her in my responses. So I have that going for me, which is nice.
So it's California wildfires and Doctor Who. Those are your trigger points right now that you're getting all the responses.
I mean, one is completely obvious. You're like, all right, I get what he's doing. The other one makes zero sense. Like, where did this come from? Well, let's start with we know what, we got a lot to get to before we even get to all the fire
let's not
stuff.
hit Spencer and all that yet.
Last week we talked about the fires. We watched the footage, the landscape photos, everything that was coming in, because we were only like 2 days into it when we did the last show.
Yeah, I mean, new fires were like literally cropping up an hour or 2 hours prior to us going live last week. So yeah, we were in the thick of things at that point. Right.
So all of this is going on, and then we started, it's Hollywood. There's got to be people who are a bit tone deaf or not fully understanding what they're doing. And we found clips of that. We saw some clips of friends of ours who were have been on the show and what have you, that were showing footage from their houses. Chris Gore, Kevin Smith, all that, showing where that they had to leave. Serious stuff, not mocking that. But then you had other people that were crying about things in their house that it wasn't like, I left the house and I didn't get my mom's ashes or a family heirloom or something, my kids, whatever. It was all stuff of like, how am I going to replace these watches that I spent a lifetime? Like, what? That's what you're giving.
What am I going to do about my podcast studio?
Right. So we put that video. It's up on our YouTube. It's called LA Fires, Celebrity Homes or something. And it took a couple days, but then all of a sudden I started getting messages. I went, uh-oh, either somebody looked at this and made it and drew attention to it, or it just hit the algorithm. And whatever it was, we got responses. I do have to address one comment in there, or actually two comments that said similar things. They're just people talking over each other. I can't sit here and listen to this. It's like, what do you think a radio show is? What do you think podcasts are? Do you ever listen to female podcasts, popular female podcasts? They talk all over each other nonstop. Doesn't mean that they're not good to that people like them. Doesn't mean they're not popular. But if you're going to get into like specifics like that, a lot of the famous podcasts out there that you like, they all have a bunch of people. Comic podcasts too. I'll throw them in. If there's more than two of them in there, they're constantly talking over each other.
Sure.
What we were doing was talking over the footage or the clips, pausing it. I had a lot of opinions. Jordan usually lets me run empty, and then he jumps in with his stuff. I try to be better at that. I'm going to try today because we have a guest coming on in a little bit.
I would hate to talk over you and segregate our audience.
What? How dare you?
You know how it is with, just two white guys in front of a microphone. That's the other comments that usually people like to talk about. It's like, oh, it's just two more white guys with a podcast. I'm like, yeah, well,
right.
You're here responding, so thanks for listening.
Yeah, and of course this isn't working. Why isn't that on? Try it again.
Why would it? It's another part of one of your updates that happens right as we're already 30 minutes late.
I'm wondering if it is, because I finished the editing for what we needed to do, and then the computer goes, hey, there's Windows updates we need to install. It's like, now, and it wasn't even my choice. That screen turns teal, and then you see all the Windows stuff here. Wow. Okay, now it's working.
Now
there
it's
we
working.
Go. LA Night Drop, still not working.
The city is...
Oh, that's Ghostbusters.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
That works.
I don't know. That is very loud, though, on my end.
Apologies. There we go. Everything reset before the show started. All right, moving on. So that video blew up. Go check it out there. Celebrity Homes during the LA fires. It's up on our YouTube channel. So I'm looking around like there's got to be some more videos, and I'm sure we're going to hit into that weekend where it's like there's going to be tone deaf stuff from celebrities that are putting out things that they think are right but aren't right.
Well, I mean, as we were doing the show live last week, about an hour into the show, Paris Hilton dropped her video of where she was walking around the wreckage of her Malibu home and with that song, and that's what kind of prompted the discussion. It was like, okay, what the heck is why is she posting this now?
Right.
With everything going on, this thing's still smoldering. We're seeing fire still happening. And then she put that weird song over it. It's like, what is this? It's like Sarah McLachlan puppy video? Like, it was really
stock
weird.
Music that they got off of one of the websites or something because it's royalty free, but it's dramatic, so we can put it out there. Dramatic. And then you're like, yeah, this is not the right, especially the day of that you're allowed to go back. Saying that I went back to my house to look. No, she didn't. She sent somebody, whatever. It's all in that video. So we looked this weekend, like there's got to be some tone deaf stuff. There's got to be people saying the wrong things. And there was a lot. Not a lot of major people, but enough to make it like, all right, a lot of people think these people are a big deal. I mean, we're talking, I've got clips from people from one of the Real Housewives shows, from Dancing with the Stars, sitcoms that aren't on anymore, influencers online, and then we got the Spencer Pratt stuff. There's a ton of Spencer Pratt that we can get into that. Wow, it's blowing up. Fox 11 might be interesting. We'll see where that goes. All right. Before we get into all of that stuff here, what do we have to talk about? What's really important and crucial before we get to everything else?
Just a lot of me. Always me.
Always you. What's going on with you? Anything good? Anything important?
Not a crazy week, just a normal business week. That's like one of the first real weeks back after the holidays. Then we got another 3-day weekend coming up for, those of us employed. No offense. One thing I did notice, I got a lot of feedback from people about my story about getting older and having to get bifocals. Like, I had many people reaching out to me. Our friend Cardiff even reached out. He's like, dude, how old are you? And then I had to tell him, and he's like, yeah, I'm getting to that point. Like, he's older than I am. And he was talking about that. And I'm just like, it's funny that something was bothering me that much about getting older was like resonating with that many people. Like, I had so many people reach out about, you can get, contacts this way, you can do this. I had people at work talking about stuff. I had an incident the other day at work where I got into a meeting unprompted. One of my bosses came in and said that she just had to move to getting readers and changing her glasses. And I think she's around the same age as I am.
Okay.
And then somebody else popped in saying, yeah, I got bifocals too. And I literally thought they had heard the bit.
Right.
And were like trolling me and making fun of me in this giant meeting. And I'm like, are you guys kidding me right now? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I literally just talked about this on a show I did like 4 days ago.
Yeah, this is not the time, or at least it's not one of the subjects you want everybody to come around and show support on. It's like, yeah,
right?
I'm getting old too.
And it was just weird. Like, everyone's sharing stories about, oh yeah, I had to start taking like multivitamins or this or that. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, like, I didn't realize it would get that much run. So yeah, I had a lot of reach outs about that. A lot of incidents happening since then. Basically commenting on the fact that my glasses are bifocal. It's so funny that was even a thing. And then, I know I'd posted on social media about this the other day, and
right.
I know you saw it. I bought more concert tickets. So 2025 is going to be busy. I got more concert tickets to go see Coheed, not Cambria, this September here in Arizona.
Right.
I know that's also your favorite bit, but yeah, I had other people reaching out to me on the side as well, going, what was the comment? It was in Instagram, and it was just funny that like everyone's kind of catching on to the bit as well. Which was like, the comment was, Eric will be so happy to hear you're attending another concert. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a long 2025 for Curmudgeon Nagel. And I'm going to add more concerts just to troll you.
I never tell anybody that I say that you shouldn't go. I don't say you absolutely can't go to things. It's your money. It's what you're going to do. And then it's open to commentary.
It's so fun.
But I tell people, it's just like, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And it's not something I wish to divert any energy to. So I don't.
Well, it's funny because it's a week after the 500th show where the theme song, the song done by our friend that decided to literally heavily feature just me. Mm-hmm. And it was just funny. The line that rings out was I'm going into mosh pits, but I'm too old to be doing so.
Right.
And I'm laughing so hard because then, yeah, I'm getting concert tickets. I bought some this week. I've got a few concerts already lined up, adding to that. And then this isn't it's official-ish, and it kind of ties into the LA fires, is that someone had leaked out that Nine Inch Nails is coming out in concert this year and doing a tour.
That was a leak? I thought that was an official promotion for it.
Someone leaked it, and they weren't ready to announce the actual tour. So Nine Inch Nails had to go onto their social media and post something saying, yes, the rumors are true. No, we're not going to release any details right now. We're going to focus on the LA fires and relief and help and put our focuses toward that. We will announce the official full lineup, what's going on, in a little while. So that's going to be another concert I'm going to because I do love Nine Inch Nails. So 2025 is lining up to be something going to be pretty busy. So prepare for some more concert talk and things like that. And I've got a few irons in the fire myself, separate from It's Eric Nagel. So I'm sure it's all going to be out there. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, everybody was. I've had a lot of people asking, wait, did you actually wakeboard? Tom was asking about that. I had a couple people at work asking about that because they heard the show. So I have to find those pictures. I have some wakeboarding pictures of me out there doing some stuff. A lot of people commenting on my age, and then concert stuff. So it's been an interesting week as far as people reaching out, which is good because we're getting a lot of feedback. We're getting people engaging, which is always good. So I like that. And it's been fun.
Aww.
It's been quiet for Eric.
No,
like no one talks to me anymore.
No, well, I'm happy for you.
I'm fighting with people on Fox 11.
I'm happy for it. Fat girl took her ball and went home. But other people are trying to find out where we are. So I just slipped into a place and put the YouTube link in. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Anywho, indeed.
So yeah, that's been my week.
Well, I'm glad you've got tickets. I know you love Coheed and Cambria.
I do,
and at least that seems a bit more manageable than the massive festivals that you're prone to going to. So.
Yeah, that's next week. I mean, next month. Sorry.
Of course it is.
No, it's next month. I'm going to the Innings Fest where I'll be seeing Fall Out Boy, All American Rejects, Black Keys, like a couple other bands. I was actually just looking at the official times. They set up the times, what stages they're going to be at, and then they just released the map of where everything's set up, so I get to plan for that. So that'll be next month.
Let's see.
I'm doing a dry January, and then February starts the craziness.
Right. Our pal Tom from Alberta saying he switched his name back. Good for you. I appreciate it. Mosh pits are safer than wakeboarding. Fewer broken ribs.
It's true. I did break my ribs wakeboarding.
Yeah, fewer ribs, but you could also bust an eye socket, a nose, lose teeth. You know, it's all here and there, depending on what you're really into here. What else do we got to get into?
What have you been up to? How's your week been going? Any
Normally, if we didn't have so much, we'd have a lot of my week. I've figured out a way to deal with Verizon and Fios. I went and I took a look at my bill. I'm like,
oh, don't do that with
Verizon. This is a bit much. So I went through and somehow I have features added back on to my cable package that I know I didn't do because I'm not watching TV. I mean, the new basic news stuff, but I'm not watching. And look, the stuff that I used to watch on FX is all on Hulu. So why do I need to watch it there? HBO, Disney, any of that stuff, it's all on the streaming services. So I don't need to sit there and watch the cable. I barely use the DVR anymore. I went back and looked and I said, wonder what's still on the DVR. The national news things that I record, NBC, CBS, all that stuff during the week. So when I'm not there at 6:30, I can go and skim through, catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw was still taping, but that's done because it's not on USA anymore. And there was like 100-something episodes on there that I've never watched. Man. So I was like, because I was watching them online. Deleted all that, turned that off. A Harvey Birdman special.
Oh my God.
From like,
you know what? I remember
from like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, where he became the Attorney General of the United States.
I forgot that show existed.
I forgot that I recorded, and apparently I never watched it. So I'm gonna have to do that this weekend. But then I looked online, and it's on Max, so I don't need to bother with that. So anyway, I dealt with Fios. Went through. I have all these cable boxes in the house. I'm like, what am I doing? I just got rid of all the cable boxes except for like 2.
Right.
And got rid of all the other stuff. Apparently I had these premium services that were paying for some of the streaming stuff. Like I had HBO I had HBO that pays for Max. Like you get both if you're paying for HBO. Same thing with Showtime, you get Paramount. Which means I was paying for Paramount separately, not realizing my cable offered me a login for whatever. So
I know they're bundled in sometimes, but
cleaned out all the premium channels. They're gone. I'm down to it's just like basic cable and local channels and what have you. Then I found a way to negotiate. There's a tax for regional sports fees, and it was like $7. And I asked the person, I go, I don't have any sports packages or anything, right? No. Okay. The basic package I have here doesn't carry like Yes Network or any of that stuff, right? No. Okay. Why am I paying regional sports? Oh, that's just a tax.
Is Yes Network the baseball for like the Yankees?
That's the Yankees, like that? But it's also national too. Like certain teams are national, like Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets. I think the Red Sox are national. Like there's a handful of teams out there where you can go anywhere. The Atlanta Braves, right? So I said, well, if I'm not doing anything sports and I'm not watching anything here, I'm not paying for anything. Why am I paying the regional sports thing? Well, that's just on here. And I went and looked it up while I'm on hold for something. I go do a little Google search. It's not a government tax. It's not a state tax. It's a tax issued by the company. So you can challenge it. So I did. And it took a long time, but I got rid of the $7 a month for the regional sports thing.
Huh.
So do a little research, do your due diligence. Regional sports taxes are not government or state issued taxes. So they're a tax. It says it's a tax. It's technically a fee from the company, but they say it's a tax. So no, I'm not paying your fee for it. I'm also not paying your fee for a couple other things here too, because my equipment I realized was 12 years old and it's starting to fuck up. So I said, I need new equipment here. I want to get rid of these boxes. Here's what I want to do. Okay. The operator comes back on and says, well, I have some good news. We found a way where you don't have to pay the shipping costs. I said, that's fantastic, because I wouldn't pay the shipping costs. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, this is your equipment. It's technically a rental. If I canceled the service, you would take the cable boxes back. So I'm not paying for you to send me updated equipment when your stuff aged out or is faulty. I would never pay that. Well, you don't have to. I said, yes, but the way you approached this was, hey, I found you a promo code that saved you the shipping charge for it.
He's like, I did you a solid that we weren't going to have to deal with anyway.
Right.
It's fine.
So I got new equipment coming. Anything else that was still on there premium is all gone. I've whittled it down. I've got the internet, the television, and the internet is where I spend the most money, because I've got the gig line and all that other stuff here.
That's what I do too.
And then I have the landline service. Now, I've been debating about that, but I only kept the landline because 911, and especially with a kid now, you teach the kid, coming up to that point where it's like, hey, there's an emergency, whatever, pick up the phone, you dial this here. 911, if you can't understand the kid on the phone, traces the line, knows the address and everything. If you call from a cell phone, they don't. They got to triangulate it and try to figure out where you are. So, still paying for a landline, but whatever. No big deal. So that was pretty much that, my week. It's snowing. It's freezing. Right now it's 18 degrees. It's snowing outside. I can't get the heat in the studio to go above 65 for some reason. So I have my gift from Brian Johnson on the chair. If it gets really bad, because my hands are cold right now, if it gets really bad, I have my it's not an electric blanket, it's a cape. It goes over you. Here, I'll do it. Ready?
You got a shawl?
Oh, hold on. Ugh. Look at this.
Oh my god!
You put it on. I look like a Time Lord from Doctor Who with this thing here. You put it on. You've got the remote control. Like a barrister
from England or something, put like a white wig on.
Yeah, and then you set your heat settings. And the best part about this is, so it's not overpowering like an electric blanket. So, if you're cold and you have it on too long, you start getting too hot, you got to take it off. This is just right here and down the back like a cape.
Interesting.
So I've walked around the studio without the hoodie on, everything, just wearing a t-shirt. I go, this is fantastic. I feel invulnerable.
That's funny.
Like nothing's going to attack me here while I'm wearing my magic cape. So
not with my heat cape on.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
I actually just remembered something else I'm doing in February, and I think I forgot to tell you about this.
Please
but
do.
This is something that kind of goes back to something we talked about. I am going the first week of February. I'm going to go see the Savannah Bananas here in Arizona. I got tickets. Yep, I got tickets. And by the way, that
are they playing a legit team, or are they traveling like the Harlem Globetrotters now?
I don't know. They're playing like the Washington Generals. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't know who they're playing. The process to get those tickets was insanity. Like, you had to get yourself into a lottery, and to get into that lottery, I mean, I missed out on getting into the lottery for one city here, but I got into the lottery for the next city, and then I had to wait like 3 weeks. And then
is the lottery through them, or is it through the local stadiums?
Site. No, it's through their site. So you have to go onto their site at a certain time, and you get into the lottery.
You're buying tickets to see a traveling team in your local area. Through them.
Through them.
You can't buy it through the local?
No.
Wow. So then it is like a Harlem Globetrotter thing.
Yeah. So, and then once I was able to secure, okay, so they were playing in two different cities. One that was really close to me in Mesa, and then the other one's in Glendale, like all the way Scottsdale, Glendale, like way out far from me.
Right.
I wasn't able to get into the lottery for the Mesa location. So I was able to get into the lottery for the further one. And my old boss got into the Mesa one. So collaboratively, we were trying to get tickets at some point for one of these.
Okay.
The Mesa location, the second they went on sale, They were sold out in seconds. Like you couldn't get anything. And I was like, oh shit. So the next day I was able to get into mine, and I was only able to get 2 tickets, and literally it was like skinning your teeth type of thing. Like they made it very hard to get tickets, but I ended up getting tickets. I'm going to go see them live the first week of February. I might actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably like a t-shirt, maybe a hat. I don't know. I'm not going to go like full jersey. I don't wear baseball jerseys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it would be funny. I was able to get tickets. I know we had kind of goofed on it a little bit, talked about it. And
I was going to buy their merch.
Yeah.
After that show that we talked about it, they were all sold out. I had to wait.
They're so popular.
I had to wait for it to restock. And then I forgot to do it. I still have the links for the stuff I wanted. But then there was the other teams that I wanted too. That Tri-City Chili Peppers.
Yeah, right.
And the purple and like the purple and white and green shirt and everything they had there. The Tri-City Chili Peppers had black with like neon pink and neon orange on it. That was sold out. And then there was the Portland team, the Pickles.
Yeah, the Portland Pickles.
That shirt I wanted was sold out too. That was the purple with the scratched out white and the green on it too, and that was sold out. So I keep remembering to go back. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to buy these shirts, and they're all sold out every time.
Yeah, when we were talking baseball, it clicked in my head that I'm going to this on that the first Friday of February. So yeah, I'm going to be seeing the Savannah Bananas. So I'll get some footage. It should be
Paint a giant banana on your chest and get maracas and dance in the stadium going peanut butter jelly time.
I'll get the my old boss who's going with me. I'll have him do half a banana on his torso, and I'll have the other banana, and we'll just be
do that at home in your own private time. I'm talking about stuff for the show.
Showing bananas.
Yeah, do all that.
But yeah, I'll get some footage.
All right, that's exciting.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about that next week too, because that seems like a lot of fun. A lot of the main stories we're not going to get to. Let's do the deaths. Talk TikTok real quick, and then our guest is here. We got to get into all the Hollywood stuff. Celebrity deaths. These are the people who died. We lost Bob Uecker, a legend in many ways, not just for baseball, but for those who may know him from that. Baseball player from the Milwaukee Brewers, turned into the announcer for 50 years or something for them. Was legend. It was even more famous for that. Like the joke became he was such a terrible baseball player they had to kick him to the announcing booth. But he was legendary for that, and because he was so legendary for that, they brought him into the Major League movie franchise, where he really blew up, right? Yep. And that also at that time he had Mr. Belvedere. He was George Owens, the father, for 5 seasons. Which is hilarious because I wasn't into baseball enough to know that he was a famous baseball player. That's where I got introduced. I didn't know he was a famous baseball player. I knew him from Mr. Belvedere and Major Leagues. Me too. Also, along the lines of like John Madden, infamous for beer commercials in the 70s into the 80s. To the point that they had to merge everything together. Remember when Miller was doing the big sports bar thing with John Madden? He'd walk in and all the football players would be hanging out, comedians, celebrities, Rodney Dangerfield would be hanging out there. And then they had to start doing bigger things where Bob Uecker starts showing up. And he's like, he was promoting, I think, Budweiser, or I forgot what beer he was doing, but it wasn't the Miller stuff. Right. Go back and look at those ads. And then my dad had bought me and my brother, when we were kids, he had a video tapes library called Bob Uecker's Wacky World of Sports. And it was Bob hosting like an ESPN style sports show and then showing you clips from really fucked up sports all around the world. It wasn't even anything that you knew, like log cabin, those log things where like in Scotland, whatever, they run with the giant logs and they throw them. Bullfighting, weird shit that goes on in India that's not cricket, all that kind of weird stuff there. And then he would air beer commercials from other parts of the world that you never saw in the United States. I loved those tapes so much. That ran for like 11 years, like from 85 to like 96. The Wacky World of Sports? Wacky World of Sports. Wow. 30-minute shows, Bob Uecker. Yeah, like that ran a lot longer than I remembered it. It was crazy. So Mr. Uecker, Godspeed, he passed on. Then a favorite of mine, director David Lynch. This one passed on. Like, I was a big Twin Peaks fan. There's something that they was given to me. Look at that.
Oh, it's so cool.
For if you can't see, and then for the people listening on the radio and stuff, it's those old-fashioned hotel keychains. When they would give you the key to your room, the big long plastic things. It says the Great Northern Hotel, Twin Peaks, Washington, room 315, where that was the room that Kyle MacLachlan. What was his agent? What? Agent?
Oh my God.
Why am I the most the lead character from them? Yeah, but anyway, that's the room that he stayed in there. On the back it says clean place, reasonably priced. So that's on there.
Like, why am I remember when he always does? Hey, like he does Diane, but I can't remember his.
Diane, I had
Dale Cooper.
Dale Cooper. I had the most amazing piece of cherry pie today.
Oh, so good.
Did you watch when they brought it back on Showtime?
When they did it on Showtime. Yeah, it was okay. Like, I didn't hate it. I just feel like it because he had that longer leash of being on Showtime, so he could do kind of more edgy stuff. I think it lost some of its some of its appeal, some of its can't think of the word I'm trying to use. It just it felt different, and it was fine. But I did love the original series. I feel like once they solved the mystery after season 1, season 2 kind of fell off. Like, where do you go from there?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I really love that show, and I even love like Lynch's other stuff like Lost Highway, which was weird.
Blue Velvet.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you something about Lost Highway real quick. I think I liked the soundtrack better than the movie.
Oh, the soundtrack's great. Nine Inch Nails on it with A Perfect Drug, and it was so good. That movie was confusing as shit. Like that came out like in high school for me, like right outside of high school, and I'm just like going, "What did I watch?"
The only scene I remember, I know I watched it 2 or 3 times. The only scene I remember is where he's standing there and he's like, pick up the phone. Yeah. And he picks up the phone and he's talking to him on the phone and he's standing right there.
To himself.
Yeah. Blue Velvet, of course. And then Mulholland Drive, I have to go and revisit it because I don't think I finished that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So, legendary director. Great interview, too. We had him on twice. Once at SiriusXM, once predating that at XM. And then I know he did, I think he did Ron and Fez a couple times, too. So go look for those interviews. Just a fantastic guy. And then the third person who passed away, who I was telling Jordan before the show, I kept thinking it was the guy from Mad Men, and it's not. It's not, Tony Slattery. I kept thinking he was John Slattery from Mad Men, and it wasn't him. Tony Slattery, legendary British comedian, television presenter, ran into a rough spot of personal issues and everything, but was on his comeback in the last few years. Cleaned up, came back, started doing shows, podcasts, things like that, and the audience really welcomed him back. And then all of a sudden, he died. Right?
Yeah, passed. Heart attack. 65.
Sad,
I love the old British who lined it. Like, I know the American version was cool when Drew took over, but like I really enjoyed the old British version because you always watch it on like Comedy Central and stuff like that. So like that's where I knew Tony Slattery like the most, and was like, oh, that's a bummer that he passed. So
all right, let's talk TikTok. You know what? We'll bring Keanu in for this.
They're all dead.
I'm sure she's on there. Production. Hi, Keanu. How are you?
I'm well. Hi, friends. Thanks for having me.
This is our pal Keanu Thompson, female presenter, stand-up comedian, podcast host.
Pointing that out, by the way.
I don't know why I went to female. I went female. You see me pause. I'm like, why did I say that? It's obvious.
Female.
Obviously a female, everybody.
To everyone. People mistake me for Dylan Mulvaney constantly.
That's where I know you from.
They always do. Right.
Your Bob Dylan picture was fantastic.
Bob Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah. How are you? How's everything?
Everything is well. Just, living life like it's golden, right?
All right.
I'm doing better than California is. We can all say that, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Less heat.
Finally, Arizona's not as hot.
No. Let's get some of the plugs out of the way, and of course we'll do it throughout the show here too. Her social media is on the screen, but for those on the radio, Twitter, X. I keep getting told stop saying Twitter. It doesn't matter. You know what it is. Twitter, Instagram, and her YouTube channel, all at Keanu C. Thompson. She hosts the Keanu Cast podcast with her mom, Michaeline. And it's a very unique concept because you don't see a mother-daughter team hosting a raunchy podcast where they're saying things to each other that normally family members don't say to each other. Not only that, or in the same room if they're having a conversation with somebody else, they don't say that at their parents' house. They do. So
Exactly.
and it's available.
If I did that with my mom, it'd be one episode and I'd just be red the whole time. I was like, we can't do this. Like, I'm going to cancel.
Oh my God. It's no holds barred. I mean, we can say whatever to each other.
No, they did live broadcasts from the Dominican Republic because they go down there a lot to some resorts. And there was some comment where her mom was pointing out like how good a guy looked in a Speedo, and they were rating it. And I was like, all right, I don't have that relationship with my parents. Maybe that's where I'm going. Everything's gone wrong. Maybe my life would be better if I did have those conversations with my mom.
Besties with your mom and dad, you know.
Right. But Keanu Cast, available Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. It's on the Forward Network, and the YouTube videos are up on her YouTube channel. Plus, she does a lot of live streaming stuff. She shows up. There's times where I'm finishing playing games or whatever, and I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I'm going to go to bed. And I look over at the screen. It says live. Keanu's still live at 4 a.m.
I don't know what came over me, but somebody is super chatting me like I think like $50. They're like, take a look at this video. And all of a sudden it was 9 hours later last night. I was like, oh, well, I don't know. So yeah, we have fun. But.
You do. Keanu's here. She's going to talk with us about all the Hollywood stuff that's going on. But before we do that, the other big pressing issue, TikTok. TikTok's scheduled to go away. Oh, that's Sunday, right? The 19th?
Yeah, this weekend.
So Sunday is when it's supposed to cease operating in the United States. There has been some pushback, not only from the people who use it, but then you're seeing stuff today that there was stuff they were trying to push about having a delay, and then that got thrown out for like 275 days, and that's not happening. And now they're still racing. I'm watching the news before the show, and they're still showing highlights of that Congress is still trying to figure something out. That there's so much pushback that they have to, they might have to pause for this. It's insane for an app on both sides. The people who use it are fucking nuts, and the reason why they're trying to ban this is also crazy.
Agreed.
Too.
Right. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And now do you know that everybody is moving to this? I can't pronounce the name, but it translates to Red Book or Red Note.
Red Note.
Do you know about this?
Yes.
Yeah, Red Note.
So 2 days ago, I started getting invites, and for one of the apps I was getting invites through Instagram, which I don't know how people were doing that, but that one was called Lemonade. So like lemonade, right? Red Note, I was getting notes through TikTok about joining that. And then there was a third one, but I only saw 1 or 2 notices about that. I forgot even what it was. Nobody's talking about it, so I guess it doesn't even matter. But everybody was jumping ship to this Red Note. And I go and look into it, and they're talking about how great this is going to be. People are putting out videos on TikTok saying, like their big middle finger to the government, that this is how we're going to mobilize and fight back against tyranny with the United States government. And we don't care about who has our information. It's all about, if we don't care, then the government shouldn't care. Here's where it's come out today, because I looked into the app. Red Note is not a privately owned app. It's not a private company that owns this app. Like, say what you want about ByteDance. It's a private company within China, but it's a private company that has TikTok and then a couple other different company or apps that they have too. This Red Note app is the majority of it is controlled by the Chinese government. It's not a private company. It's the actual Chinese government that's overseeing Red Note. Today, I've been seeing people complaining because they switched all their stuff over there, or they were in the process of switching their stuff over there. For those of you who want to say that censorship is a massive problem in the United States, be it for gender or race or political ideologies or anything, It's worse over there.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Well,
right?
Yeah, because people are already they're loading their stuff up. They're setting up their accounts, getting banned. And here's why. Gay material, trans material and it's not even people saying anything. They upload their videos getting blocked or getting removed. Staunch feminist videos getting blocked or getting removed.
Yeah.
Those are things you can do
really
now.
like babies there, don't they, in China?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. So I guess why would we think that it would be less censorship in China?
I don't know. I think everybody.
The internet's stupid. People are dumb. Like,
I think
it just comes down to
somebody-
they're not stupid.
Somebody's thought like, well, this looks like it's Facebook. Because look, we've known forever, China has their own apps that are the equivalent to what the rest of the world uses because they don't want outside influence in China. So they have their own version of Twitter. They have their own version of Facebook that they don't allow Twitter and Facebook in China. Right? So they have their own because this way a company owns it, but the government can oversee it. That's nothing new. We've known that for almost 20 years now. They're like, we're going to go right to how did you think this was no different? This wasn't going to be any different. Well, it is different because the government actually owns this one, not the company in China that has it, where the Chinese government can oversee policies and terms of service and all that. They don't want your shit. You're gone. You have no choice. You can't appeal. You can't do any of that stuff.
Oh boy.
So they're all racing over there, and their captions are fucking up. I've been seeing stuff on online where they're
All
showing
Chinese.
Yeah, it's in Mandarin, but then it's not a 1-for-1 translation on some of these things. So there's no words for some of the things people are saying. Other times the words they're saying in English don't translate to what it means in Chinese, in Mandarin. It's a whole fucking shit show. And I
saw someone that was like, yeah, I can't even change my setting. This video blew up and it was just all of these, young, of age though, Chinese gay men just being like, I love you. And he's like, I don't even know how to like speak back to these people. I can't change my settings. I don't even know what to do. Also, we have Instagram Reels. We have YouTube Reels. I mean, it's basically becoming the same thing. I don't think that we should TikTok be gone? No. If maybe, I don't know, do Trump and Elon Musk just want our information for themselves? Or like, what is the situation? Why was it so bad?
That's another thing too, which was obvious from the start when they started pushing this whole thing about TikTok needs to be banned because it's the Chinese government's using your information. The first example,
you want it, asshole. Like,
the first example that was pointed out, and is still to this day, Facebook and Instagram. It's proven countless times. How many times are you taught? We would find it, Jordan, when Giddles was still on the show. We'd be talking about something, and then like a minute or two after the show was done, Giddles would say, look at the ads I got on my Facebook and on Instagram here. From something we talked about on the show, the phone heard it, and then there's the ads for it. I went looking the other day. I said, oh, I forgot to look at that Disney Plus HBO Max bundle that they had. I'm like, let me see what the cost is on that. I went and just Googled it real quick, looked. I was like, okay, I'll figure this out another day. Nonstop on my Facebook and Instagram, like the ads in between the stories and stuff. Disney Plus HBO Max bundle. I go, I wasn't even using that service to look for that thing, and yet they knew what I was doing. So
sometimes I feel like Alexa knows what I'm thinking. Like, even if I think it, I'm like, I didn't ask you about a weighted blanket for anxiety. I was just thinking it, Alexa. Like, I don't even, but I think that those like things are meant to like help us. I don't think that it's like, they're just watching us or
no,
I mean, yeah,
it's meant to help you, but Alexa listens. Alexa listens hard.
To everything.
Well, and the funny thing is there is a lawsuit going against Apple right now that someone's suing that that Siri is constantly listening and that should be illegal and against terms of service. And I was like, well, how else are you supposed to say, hey, Siri? Like, it's got to listen. Like, it's going to be listening. I don't understand the technology.
You should have the option. I mean, I have it all. I've never used Siri ever. I know it's convenient. I've seen people in the car where they go, Siri, call such and such. Siri, play this song on Spotify.
My team loves the Siri moment. Yeah. Hey, Siri, direct me to the wine bar. She loves it. You know, like,
she's like, I'm already on it. Don't worry.
Hold on. Let me tell you, tell your mom something. This. Know what else does that? Waze. Waze will do that for her. And
this week, Michaeline, really?
It will bookmark it. It will bookmark it, and if she has an Uber account, we'll tie it into there. It's like, I want to go to this wine bar, Waze. Great, a car will be here in 7 minutes, and this is the driver, this is the license plate, and you're ready to go.
Right. Well, you know, listen.
Waze is run by the Israelis, so that's bad, right?
People get very, very. You're right. It's like, how is the technology supposed to work if it's not always listening? You want this robot to be at your beck and call, but it's got to listen to you. Like, so I don't know. I mean, it doesn't bug me, but it bugs a lot of people that I know.
It does.
So.
Well, one of my biggest issues with this whole TikTok thing is that the idea that we don't want our information being sold to China or them using our information. Not 1 week after they officially banned it, he signed it into law. It's going to happen. Target or Bank of America or any one of these big companies came out and said, "Oh, we lost your data. There's a big data breach."
2 or 3 years
American
ago,
companies are fucking us over. Like, why am I caring about China at this point?
I had it last week. 2 or 3 years ago, there was the big Target hit, where they got like 500,000 people's credit card information if they had the Target credit card through Target. And then you got a notice saying, hey, we're paying for a year of this protection service for you to monitor your shit on the dark web and all this other stuff. It's like, how about you take that money and make it so that it doesn't happen, so that you don't have to hey, we're doing the right thing and paying for this other service for you. Whatever. I had Bank of America. I mean, you can look back in last week's episode or 2 weeks ago. Bank of America had alerted me to a fraudulent charge. Actually, multiple attempts at fraudulent charges. And then somehow it was my fault that this all happened. I signed all the forms. I filled out everything, said, yes, this isn't me. I didn't do all of this stuff here.
You're like, stupid. Damn.
They took so much money because you don't keep a lot of money in your checking account. You keep it in your savings account. But so it charged a lot of money out of my checking account. So it was in the negatives. So I was getting penalties for that. I was getting the rollover things where they're trying to cover the loss out of your savings. Then I'm waiting for all this to clear up. They took forever. They tried to charge me for a replacement card, which I said was bullshit. I wasn't going to do that. Finally, when they dropped all but one charge and they had to let it go through for some reason. Instead of taking it on their responsibility to deal with Target, I had to sit there and suffer with a frozen account for like 5-6 days. The charge goes through and then they go like, yeah, this wasn't you. They send me a notice saying, to let you know, we're issuing you a temporary credit for the amount that was charged on your thing here. The whole email, the letter just gives off the vibe. It's like, well, we don't fully believe you yet, so this is temporary. But if we decide that we think you did this charge here, we're taking that money back.
Yeah, watch your P's and Q's, Eric.
Yeah.
But we're not sure about this.
Worry about Bank of America. Worry about Target. Worry about Facebook and what's their Meta. Worry about Meta taking all your information, hearing everything that you talk about, showing you on there. But the Chinese thing is the problem. Now, yes, I get it, but I think they fully exploited some kind of like loophole that allowed them to go through to do all of this stuff. And also, I just want to put out there, I am a big fan of people being miserable losing their TikTok account. I'm
excited for it.
I have been seeing people cry, see people saying, I just got up to 200,000 followers and you're taking this away from me. I'm thoroughly enjoying all this. Now, do I wish I had 200,000 followers on TikTok? Yes, but I hate making vertical videos, so I'm not going to do it.
It's very annoying.
It's very annoying. It just goes against everything that you know for doing media.
Just solely for me, like how will I go to sleep at night without TikTok? Or actually maybe better. I don't know, but I don't really typically post on there. I'm just like, anxiety, if a laugh, like TikTok brings joy to people. I don't understand the problem.
TikTok makes me angry because there's a lot of videos that show up on that main. Cause it's very clumsy, the flow through how to get through all the features. Real quick, Gittle's showing up in chat. Bring back Periscope. Yes,
God,
Periscope
it
would
reminds me
solve
of
everybody's problems.
Jeff the Drunk. That is that Periscope. Remember Howard had Jeff the Drunk on Periscope? That's all I remember about Periscope.
Was that the one where he's jerking off or something? Yeah.
What's that?
Was that the one where they caught him jerking off?
I don't know, and he would have people
It seems
come
like
to his
something that would happen with the Black Pack people.
Wild.
That front page, you start going through and you start seeing all those liberal twink people showing up there. This guy Dean with the floppy haircut, and then Harry Sisson and all of them, and you're like, okay, then you start.
I don't have that algorithm, Eric.
I was going to say it's based off the algorithm, Eric.
Well, because then the other guys show up, and I'm like, oh, this isn't too much better either. I get a lot of police pullover videos, and then court videos.
Getting a lot of body cam videos right now. Yeah,
I get court videos where it's like you're watching. It's like, this is only like 6 minutes, and it says part 1. Then you got to find the account. I'm like, oh, it's separated into like 5 different parts. I want to see what happened through the rest of this court case. Did the cop drag this guy out by his face from his pickup truck on the side of the highway? Now that's where I'm stuck with all of these things.
Right.
But just do what most normal people do. Play a white noise playlist on Spotify and go to bed. Stop. I've been really having to learn to stop with the YouTube going to bed, because every video game I'm playing, I will look up one thing about a game, and then that's all I'm getting, these little shorts showing people showing me how to do everything in the game. And I sit there going, I'm like, I went to bed an hour ago, and I'm still sitting here in bed, and I'm going through this thing. I got to stop.
No, or I'll scroll so much that then they have TikTokers that go, hey, take a break. How are your eyes? Like maybe you need a break, take a walk around. I'm like, we are living in a simulation.
Have you ever figured out how many videos you have to go through to get that? Because I've done it too. And I'm like, oh, maybe I do need to go to sleep. And then I'll scroll through another 35 to 40 videos. But a lot of my algorithm now is this shop. Like they're always trying to sell me stuff now. Like every TikTok that I get is someone selling me a new
every couple of swipes there's an ad. It looks like a video, and all of a sudden it turns out it's somebody.
Right.
Go to my TikTok
they make
store.
It's so easy to buy shit on TikTok Shop. I have more.
Oh, I'm sitting in a chair from TikTok. Trust me, I'm fine.
I filled out a form, a survey thing, because once in a while YouTube does that. Like they'll put up a video and it says, "Fill out have you heard of these products?" You're like, "No." Get out of the way. I want to watch what I watch. TikTok had a thing once, and I was like, all right, let me go through this survey. And it was like about shopping in the TikTok shop. And I said, no, I don't. Then I started getting, why aren't you making the most out of shopping at the TikTok? It's like, don't threaten me. I just told you I didn't shop here. And now you're saying, why aren't you going to this store? Because I'm not. I go to the other place. I don't know what to tell you.
What was it about this store that you did? Like, leave me be.
Yeah. It's like, all right, let me see what hair scrunchies. I have no need for that. None of this applies to me. Oh, this thing makes your vagina smell fantastic. Those are real ads. I'm not ad-libbing on that. I've seen that. There's something called Love Wellness that shows up, and apparently it's a company ran by. That's why I'm seeing it, because of the Spencer shit. She's a girl from the
your algorithm.
From
Eric,
the
algorithm.
Not the Hills.
I've never seen one thing that you've talked about.
What was the MTV? Not the Hills. The other one. Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach. Yeah.
She's on that thing. She owns this company, and it's like it's right. Pivot. Right here. It's crotch deodorant is what she was selling.
That's hilarious.
Now that makes sense why those ads were showing up, because I was going through thousands of Spencer fucking Unhinged videos to put them all together for us here. Look, I even went to the main page here. Okay, look. All right, this fits my algorithm. It's a clip of Jim Norton on stage. That makes sense. I don't know what that is. I can't tell what that is, but it's looking rough. A bunch of fight the government protest.
Twink video, twink video, cooking.
Flavor Flav dancing to Heidi Montag's song.
See, I want, okay, Heidi Montag, right? We're going to talk about Spencer, she's popping right now. So Flava Flav's just trying to get in on the on the action.
I guess so. I mean,
I have never seen a TikTok video of Flava Flav ever in my life. Your algorithm, Eric, your algorithm is very odd.
Oh, you should see half the things he sends us late at night from his Instagram reels.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a friend that actually has commented saying that he has to send us nicer videos to balance out all the garbage that Eric sends us at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't that everyone's group chat? It's just whatever,
No, but my Instagram algorithm is much more entertaining than my TikTok one because I'm not on TikTok a lot. But my Instagram one is always kids getting hurt.
Yeah, those are fun.
Wrestling clips, Simpsons stuff, women on amusement park rides where their shirts fly up from the wind. That seems to be a popular thing that shows up in my algorithm. There's a couple others that I'm.
There was a hot minute where Eric would send us ones of women with the old backdoor plugs that would light up. That would be over in front of like the Eiffel Tower.
It's
I'm
all like
dude, why are you sending me?
It's all like OnlyFans girl. Oh, I got to tell you what the new OnlyFans thing is that they're doing. Thank you for reminding me.
No.
OnlyFans girls would show up in the algorithm, right? And it's exactly what Jordan said. It'd just be like a girl going up the escalator, and all of a sudden there's just a light coming from under her dress where the butt plug is, and you're like, "What is this?" Here's another one. Oh, she's bending over picking up towels at a Walmart, and then all of a sudden you see the flashing light. It's like, what is going on here?
Like the street lights to make the cars go. I'm like, why are you sending this?
Yeah.
It's the Alexa butt plug.
So I have to be careful how to show this.
We're gonna get banned on TikTok.
No, I can't show it. But our friend Violet Brandani.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love her.
So, I guess the new thing now for a lot of these OnlyFans women, they always have their stuff on their ads where I guess the wording OnlyFans gets them blocked or the algorithm or something like that. So they're always saying, here, come chat with me. They'll find different ways around all that stuff to get you a link. And then you got to go to this link, whatever. This new thing now, I'm trying to figure out how to, I should have blacked this out because she's wearing something rather revealing. They put this thing now where it's a button on your Instagram story where if you tap it, it takes the photo they have and makes it your lock screen on your phone. So if you're just going by real fast, it's right in the position. I think I can get away with that. It's right in the position on the left side. Is it the left side? Right side, where you're going to swipe past. If you hit that and go over, all of a sudden the story is holding for a second. You're seeing the dial going around. It replaced your lock screen photo.
That'll get you in some trouble.
I was going to say that's
as aggravating that is, it's brilliant that they figured that out. And just like it's the tale as old as time. If you want to figure out the new ways of technology, follow the porn industry. Whatever they adapt is what the rest of the world will follow.
It's so true.
This is the first time that I've seen it's not really showing up, but it's right there. First time I've ever seen this, right? And I'm like, holy shit.
Never seen that.
Whoever's handling her stuff, good on her. That's a way to do it. Now I'm seeing everybody else starting to do this, and I'm like, this is going to be a problem. So now you got to be very careful if you're going through your Instagram stories so that you're not clicking on something and go, hey, that was my kid, but now it's an unshaved muff.
Or no, hey, that was, a picture of my wedding, and now here's a picture of E-Rock. It's a selfie.
My God, Jordan, if we can figure out how to do that.
That might be even more shocking than the porn.
It's like, who is this? Right. Yeah. It's like, why is the lead singer from Bowling for Soup on my phone here? Oh, that's just Jordan, but please come listen to the show.
Hey,
so we'll see what happens with TikTok. Got a few days left. And
the big push was like there's a lot of people coming out. Like I know you didn't see this a lot, Eric, but like on X, I was seeing a lot of people like breaking news. Mr. Beast is in talks to try to buy this.
I saw that
and try to buy the app. But like other people,
was he, or was that just somebody putting something out there? Okay,
God knows we need more Mr. Beast in our lives, apparently. But everyone kept talking about maybe Elon doing it, and then I kept seeing other people just saying this person so and so is in talks to buying TikTok. So I thought it'd be kind of funny. I took Eric's picture and I took the logo and I was like, this breaking news, E-Rock is in talks to possibly buying TikTok.
Right.
So then I get the hot text maybe like 5 hours later. He goes, so were you drunk or just really tired when you posted that? I was like, no, everyone's posting.
I had no idea it was a thing.
I thought it'd be a funny bit. But
Yeah.
apparently Eric thinks because I want to try to interact more. I'm
No, it was once I knew it was a thing, and then I laughed at it, but I didn't know this was going on.
Yeah, it's a thing apparently. Everyone's jumping in on that.
How just because, got to play devil's advocate. How hilarious is it if Elon Musk joins a partnership to own TikTok?
He will. You know what? I think the same thing about what's his Facebook guy's name?
Zuckerberg.
I feel like he's just jealous that nobody likes Facebook anymore. He's
for
just
all
mad
women in service.
that like people know who's using Facebook or Meta. Excuse me. Like
in the last 10 years,
it's to have your information. He will do that.
In the last 10 years, they made the interface so convoluted to try to post. Like I'm using it like the old person uses it now, because all it is for older family members,
Right.
for family photos and updates, and that's it, right? There's nothing else to use for the Facebook page. Now, we have the show Facebook page. There's still people who interact there, so I'll continue to post there for them. But the second I see it drop down, it's like, good, it's gone. I can close up shop and be done. They were the ones that took away MySpace's power. Like, they were the revolutionary thing in the 2000s. And
Justice for Tom, honestly.
And they got
where it was at.
Tom gives zero fucks. He's a billionaire. He's just playing video games, not giving a shit. They changed so much. It became so difficult because if you go to post anything, like I've seen this where if I posted once about the kid to family members about an event at her school. Do you want to set up an event? We'll set notices. Hit this thing right here. It's like, no, this isn't a calendar event. This isn't a business thing to go buy tickets or something like that. They just see a word or a term and then throw all these extra features instead of me just hitting send so that my mom can see this stuff.
Right. My Facebook got taken over by a small Vietnamese woman, my original Facebook. I can't get it back. They think I'm taking her Facebook. It's still my picture, but now my name is like Nguyen Gia Bok Bao.
They must be listening. They're blurring your photo right now on your camera. You can barely see you.
No. But I get getting all these messages like, is this, you changed your name to this? Like, she keeps messaging like my Auntie Connie and like asking for money. I'm like, it's not me. My name isn't, I still to this day, and I didn't use Facebook, so it wasn't like a huge deal, but I made a new one. But my original Facebook is still this small Vietnamese woman. I'm just like, all right.
A lot of her family members are reaching out, asking why she has a thriving nail business.
When I emailed them or, did the whole thing, like recover your account, they thought I was trying to break into her Facebook. I'm like, how am I trying to break into it? It's my face. My name is obviously not that.
I have a friend from high school. I noticed the other day, like, her account looked a little bit weird, and I wrote to her and I said, hey, what was that last post about? This doesn't make any sense. And I was blocked. I went,
see,
what the fuck? That's kind of rude. You can't access the page. You can't find it anymore. It's like, what the hell happened? So I talked to her on Instagram. So I sent her an Instagram. I go, did I say something? What happened here? She lost her page a month ago. And she goes, she's been trying to get it back. Everything is AI and automated with Meta. Unless you're paying for the verified accounts, you don't get a real person to deal with. So a lot of people have lost their accounts because of hacking or whatever violations. People go in and start spamming like beheadings or porn or all that other stuff, and you lose your account because of a violation. They can't get their shit back. So I was sitting there and trying to figure out, like, how do you get around this? The reason she lost her account, not the reason why she lost her account, but the guy has the account. The reason that I thought the account was fucked up was posts about getting certifications to be a licensed crypto dealer, right? And I go, none of this makes any sense. And I'm reading these posts. They're going back about like 2 weeks around Christmas time. It's like, did she really do this? And then the last one had a picture of like her desk and the certificates over there. I zoom in on the certificate, and it's the name. It's not her real name because she didn't use her real name on the heading for her account. It's the heading of the account that's on the diploma. And I went, oh, this is fucking fake. So she's been trying. She can't get it back. She was telling me about another person that we know lost her account, and now it's part of the Rothschild family. What? Yeah, it's like the guy that I don't know the head guy, but his photo's on there, and they're posting as if it's the Rothschild family. But you go back about 8 months, and you see this other girl's photos there, but everything else has just been about like BlackRock and buying land and all this other shit. I'm like,
I'd rather be a Rothschild, I guess, than win guac bao, I suppose. But still, Jesus, having your stuff taken away from you.
Well,
is wild.
Good. Take it away. It's going away. Everyone's leaving all of this stuff. I am enjoying the militant mindset of a lot of these young people. These millennials are trying to... They're trying to show the boomers and the Gen Xers and the government that we're not going to sit by while this goes. And a lot of Gen X people, I mean, I don't give a shit about the generational shit. For some reason, below the Gen X level, it's very important to have a generational label to identify yourself. But they're like, Gen X, it's like, you think Gen X is like 60 and over, and it's really, it's touching there, but it's not. It's people in their 40s, 50s, whatever. I've seen people have to respond there and go, we don't give a fuck if you lost your account or if this app went away. I'm still going out and living my life. I don't care. Yes, it's nice, but I'll find something else. Right. And these younger people are very militant because they feel that this is their platform. It's like, I've made friends here. I've done all these other... It's like, okay, well, I get that, but also real life. You turn it off, walk outside, and what you're seeing here is not what's out there. So
touch some grass. Yeah.
They also don't like when you use their own terminologies and logic against them.
Oh, my kids hate it.
Yeah. They go and they rant all this shit, and you go, well, I guess it kind of is this, right? Fuck you and blah blah. It's like, all right, so you proved my point. I get it. You're going to be an old bitter woman. I understand. Okay, so. Let's see. Let's move on to the Hollywood stuff here. We can skim through a bunch of this stuff here. We'll go with this first. With the fire...
I do have to be out by like...
I saw your text. Yeah.
Okay. Just so you know.
We'll get through what we can here.
Let's get to some fun. Not that this...
We'll start with this and just jump to Spencer, and then Jordan and I will dial back with the other ones, which are less important. So the first thing that stood out was after all this was going on, I wasn't aware of the looting going on in the Palisades, and then they were talking about the looting is gone crazy, so they brought the National Guard in, right?
Oh, wow.
And I was thinking, I'm like, what looting? Because there's no houses. Like, what are they looting here, right? So National Guard comes in. Palisades is like a military zone. You have to check in and all this stuff. They're not even letting homeowners come in for the most part. Then it starts to get word that there might be arson going on here. There's arsonists going around starting these fires, which a lot of people thought, but it was getting downplayed rather quick. And then all of a sudden it got too big because now the celebrities are thinking that there's arsonists. So now the news has to say that they think there's arsonists. And then you get Newsom and the mayor saying, we don't know. This is a whole thing that it's still climate change. And everyone's like, go and fuck yourself. It's not climate change.
Unless you're Mel Gibson. And then it's like, no, this is on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think, all my, 1,000-year-old books burned up. And I think it's because somebody did this on purpose. Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of the people now on the board with the arsonist stuff. This video comes out. And I agree with it, but it was quickly taken down because I guess somebody yelled at him to take this fucking thing down. Did we see the bounty that David Spade put out? Let's
Joe Dirt,
California,
bounty hunter.
People saying there's guys lighting fires out there, make this shit worse. They just caught somebody, we're pretty sure was lighting fires, walking with a blowtorch. They let him go. So if you can find someone lighting a fire and you catch somebody, and you can get the cops to bust him and throw him in jail, I'll give you $5,000. So keep your eyes peeled and do what you can out there. Don't fake it, though. No staging. let me know.
I love his. It's a very modest amount, a very David Spade amount of money to. Like, I'll give you five.
It's the equivalent of somebody took my French bulldog. Here's a $5,000 reward for any information that leads to the return of my dog. That's it. What it is. Now, I love this video. It's not over emotional. It's not performance.
Yeah, he's very stoic about it.
Right. I love this because he's setting up for vigilante groups. And I'm like, yes, I can't wait to see California turn back into the Wild Wild West again.
Right.
So
it already
$5,000.
burned down. What else? What more can we do?
Yeah, and he's
here?
like, no staging, don't fake it. He's like, it's essentially saying, I want their head. You know,
he's gone to the internet and said, "I trust you, but please try not to fake it." I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah. So I'm like all about this, and then I go back to, and I'm glad I got the video, but it was gone. I went, what happened?
There's been a few I've seen like that. I'm like, where the hell did this go? I'm like, oh, you realized you were being an idiot,
right? So it's not being tone deaf. I liked the tone he was setting here, and I was hoping more celebrities.
Yeah, but
it's like, yeah, Mel Gibson showed. I heard what David Spade said. I'd love to add another $10,000 on top of that bounty.
It's Mel Gibson. He should be like, he should throw 20 G's in.
He's got his sword from Braveheart. He's sitting there just looking at the camera, very stoic, like this.
Exactly.
I'm adding another $10,000 to the account.
That should be the trend, where like these celebrities are out there donating to these causes to help rebuild and do all the firefight. I want to see the ones where they're trying to one up the bounty amounts. Like you said, like, Mel Gibson's coming in, and then you got somebody else going, I'm better than Mel Gibson.
Because
I can give him way more money.
Like, I'm a billionaire. I'll give a million.
Because it turns into The Purge. And and it's already a sectioned off military zone. Go in there. Whatever happens, it's a lawless society right now. Here's the bounty. It's Escape from New York. It's The Purge. It's a lot of these scenarios that we've seen in TV and movies.
No, Eric. It's Escape from LA.
Correct. I forgot there was a second one. Yes.
Yup.
True.
You need Kurt Russell. If Kurt Russell comes
Kurt
up
Russell
there
in
and
there.
he's the face of this thing, everyone stops, and you're just gonna see just fucking groups on the highway coming up from like East LA. The Latin guys are coming up, South Central. Those guys are all coming up there, and you're just like, there's a fucking party going on. They're going head hunting.
It's a good cause for them to get into. Yeah,
it's
all right.
the Warriors.
Yeah.
Arsonists come out and play, and then every group from all these different sections are showing up. God, I wish they would.
Awesome.
All right. Moving on. Then now it starts going downhill from there, because then you start getting a lot of tone deaf people. One of them is a former WWE wrestler. Her name was Lana, but her real name is CJ Perry. She took this photo coming out of the gym, and it says, wow, this started next to my gym in the Valley of Los Angeles. Please pray for us. And you're like, you just came out of the gym. Oh, there's a fire there. Please pray. Let me take a photo and put it on social media. If it's that close, I should be running. Like, I should get out of here.
But she's already done all her running at the gym. She's going to briskly get to her car.
Right.
Oh, she had a green juice in hand. Like my workout was great. I'm on my way to an Erewhon. I hope it's
sniffing
not
around.
down.
She's trying to pop out her Raycon earbuds and just looking around like, oh, fuck, here is a chance for me to get some likes.
Oh, horrific.
So,
not good.
Okay.
Good.
So there's that. Now there's a very popular influencer who I think it's been proven she's terrible for almost her entire career. Her name is Tana Mojo. And
I hate her.
She's got a very popular podcast. Why, I don't know. She makes millions of dollars for just essentially being a whore and conning people out of their money. This was a tone-deaf video where she realized she was going to have to leave her home because of evacuations. Check this video out here. Now, there's no audio, but she's walking around her very posh house, a lavish layout there. And
she's got the Kardashian couches. Those are very expensive.
Yeah, and she's got the look on her face like, I don't know how I'm going to survive. Like, not like panic, not like emergency, just sitting there kind of moping and depressed. And it
It's
says
more like it's like I'm inconvenienced by this, and
Yeah.
also I hope my lip filler injection doctor, I hope
Survives.
his place is still okay, because whatever will I do?
the caption says, "Fully leaving my brand new house for what I hope and pray isn't the last fucking time. Truly in shambles. I know so many people have it worse, so please don't take it that way. Just everything I worked for my whole life. My heart is broken. So scary." Now,
No, we are taking it that way because it's terrible for anybody's home. I don't care who or how rich you are. If your home has been burned to the ground, that's awful. But if you can't see that this is tone deaf and that you have a bit of privilege here, lip filler lady, keep it to yourself. I don't understand how if she has to say, please don't take it this way, there's chances are we're going to take it that way. So
why don't you do
It's
a
the equivalent of I don't mean to sound racist, but no, you're gonna sound
Right.
racist.
Sound
Don't
racist,
say the
but-
thing after.
and then they do the
I'm
thing on the
sorry,
video where they
bud.
point to words on the screen. N-word, 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 N-word. Like that.
See?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
It's one thing to say this later on if you left and say, hey, I had to leave my house, whatever. And if you have the need to put that out there for some reason, that's the time you do it. Not, take a look around this house for possibly the last time. Look at all the stuff that I'm going to lose. I'm sad. The Eeyore
God.
face.
Right.
Oh, home.
What's going to happen in my, floor to ceiling windows and my, $80,000 sectional couch? Oh, God.
All right, let's hop over to Spencer because I know you got to leave in a little bit. There's categories for this. There's he had so many videos. I had to
It was
cut them
so
down.
crazy.
I had to chop out dead airspace when he's looking around. I had to chop it down to try to shrink it down to manageable times.
When you had asked me for a video that I had seen when we were doing the show last week, and I was like, let me go look for it. And I had to sort through probably 30 videos since then, and it was maybe a day. I'm like,
Right.
this guy is nuts.
Yeah, it was insane.
He always has been. I got to hand it to Spencer. He is always known. He is the originator of the reality television villain. Everybody has said he's poor. He's the crystal guy. Like I got to hand it to him for taking this moment to be back in the spotlight, I guess. I got to hand it to him.
Okay, you just made it easier because we have different categories here. And I'm going to show the original video real quick of what Jordan was talking about here. I think this is the one where his house burnt down, so he didn't know what to do, so he just let everybody know he was going to get bagels. So this was...
When your house burns down, you have nothing. When your parents' house burns down and they have nothing, there's only one thing that could maybe make you feel better. A bag of bagels. Obviously, I'm in shock and my brain's not functioning, so I think this is the most unhinged post you've seen.
All right.
But he had
Get
time
your
to make the
bagels
video
back.
and post it.
Yeah, while he was leaving the place because, I lost my house. Here's a chance for me to whatever.
I'd rather see that than oh my God, what if my house burns down? He's unhinged. He's a weirdo. He's Spencer on the loose.
I will.
You know?
I will send you because if you want to, that whole unhinged thing is a lot longer. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that he's fucking crazy. I'll send that to you to use on your show if you want to do at some point. I'll give you that video.
Please do.
But
yes.
let's do the crystals video here just to show you. He's into these crystals.
3,000-pound crystal did not make it. That's these pieces right here.
He spent
Rose quartz,
hundreds of
Jack
thousands
rose
of dollars
quartz
on
did not make it.
crystals.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
look at
Wow.
this. Now he's been at this forever. It was part of there was parts
hills.
of the hills that he
Yeah.
was doing all of this stuff here. He sells high-end crystals to people and everyone.
So I was planning on digging up all the crystals. My former employee.
Hold on a second. He sells all this stuff. He has a website. He's been selling crystals for years. I did some research. It's a scam. Not him, but people that believe in the healing powers of crystals and medical powers and all of them. That's the scam. Not him selling them, but the belief in what these things do. It's been scientifically proven. It's a placebo. People want to believe in things, so they're going to believe in things, and that's fine. You can sell anything to anybody, and if they want to believe it, that's up to them. But as far as what they're saying, the channeling powers and how it's fused together and it's pulling energies from the fire and the moon and all this shit, it's all bullshit. It's all hippie new age nonsense that people want to believe is a real thing.
But he has been investing in them. He should have insured his crystals, because there's that episode of The Hills. He's like, I have hundreds of crystals on me right now, and I'm still not calm. I mean, he's been going with this bit for a long time. But also, I would just like to point out the fact that he was just hosing off his crystals, which is probably why there's no water in the reservoirs.
No. Oh yeah, that was before the fire.
Talk about privilege. You're worried about your crystals and washing them, and now you've lost that. That's what we're upset about.
Well,
Spence.
You know what happens? You turn tragedy into a cash opportunity.
It's
Listen
true.
to this.
He's a genius.
Now I guess volunteer employee Mackenzie went to Lowe's or Home Depot and bought all sorts of hazmat stuff and shovels, and we're gonna go dig out all the crystals, have them all my shattered 1,000 pieces, broken crystals. We were gonna dig them up out of the rubble, and we're gonna take them and have them all polished and turned into necklaces. But the National Guard has locked down the Palisades because of looters coming in and a crime.
Yeah, they're coming to
scene,
steal his
blah, blah, blah.
crystals.
So it's going to take a little longer, which is good, because right now I just got to focus on Heidi getting #1 Billboard. We'll have plenty of time to lean into me selling all my crystals from the ashes of the rubble. Somebody had a great message. They were like, the good thing is now all the crystals are out just under the moon. And for people who are believing like energy and stuff, like that's 1 week now almost that they've all just been in the dirt under the moon. So they've now been charged up with the fire of probably 3,000 plus degrees, because I Googled, because I thought my big quartz crystal would survive. And it said that quartz could go up to 3,000 degrees. So it must have been at least 4,000, because it shattered in a billion pieces. So that's positive if you're like an energy person. We got the moon, we got dirt, we got
dirt.
What did I say? Fire. And I was thinking maybe I even take all the buckets down to the ocean and wash all the stones in the ocean, get some salt water energy. So crystals are coming down the line. All my crystals are in 1,000 pieces. All the legit, I was gonna say millions of dollars, but let's say for real, $1,500,000. When I was obviously unhinged and spent all my money on crystals, they were all in my house. It was the thing that I was like, oh, I'm going to give these to my kids one day. And hopefully with inflation in 20 years, these are great inheritance. All these amazing, magical specimens. Guess what, Tasha Ma? They're all in 1,000 pieces. I'm going to buy a gas mask with a shovel and get buckets, and I'm going to scoop them up. And then I'm going to polish them and drill them and put cords through them and sell them to everyone to pay for building a new house. So I'll show you them then.
That's the equivalent of the mindset of a geek collector saying, look, I've got all these rare Funko Pops. They were one of 1,000 made. I have them saved here. I'm going to give them to my kids one day so that they can sell them and make money when I'm gone. That's the same mentality. It's bullshit collector's mentality.
Right. And he is either a genius or an idiot. And I still I'm gobsmacked. I have no idea which. It cannot be. LA is on fire, and he's doing all of these videos in front of a fireplace, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I find that also odd.
Because they're at a house. Apparently, their parents rent a house in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
He's renting that house from his parents. His parents had to go and move into a temporary apartment so that he could have the house for the kids. And this is what he's doing.
And this is the last thing I'll say, then I do have to go. Everyone has forgotten about, but I know I've followed his career for forever. I mean, maybe 5 years ago, he had a hummingbird obsession to the point where he had as many hummingbirds as he did crystals. Where'd they go? Have they burned up in the fire?
He found the iron pots that he was making hummingbird nectar. He found it in the rubble, took it home with him, and he said, I'm still going to take care of the hummingbird. Yeah, the guy's he's fucking lost it, right?
Your hummingbirds are gone, Spence.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. This has been so much fun. I do have to leave.
All right. Let's give your plugs. Give your comedy dates and stuff.
Yes, you can come see me at Rodney's Comedy Club at the end of the month. Let me look it up really fast. I should know it by heart. If you on the 22nd of January, if you are in the Philadelphia area, I will be at the Punchline Comedy Club, and on the 26th, I will be at Rodney's Comedy Club in Manhattan. Please come out and see me. Subscribe to Keanu C. Thompson on YouTube and listen to Keanu Cast wherever you find your podcast. You guys are the best.
Thank you, Keanu, for coming out. Where are you running off to? Where do you have to go?
I have to do the other show. We changed it to a little later so that I could do this with you fine people, and it has been fun.
Well,
I will
your mom I said
come
hi.
back anytime if so. Text me. This is fun.
I will. I'll send some of these over to you because I'm sure you'll get a weekend out of this.
Please do.
Tell
Please
your mom
do.
we said hello.
Yes. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yes, she knew all this stuff. Went right to the crystals.
I was gonna say she knew about Spencer's crystal obsession because that is an insane. The fact that he sat there and goes, "This will be my kid's inheritance," just makes it just kind of wild. Like here's your tiger's eye that I have been collecting for years. Like no.
And for the last few days, I would be sitting here, I'd be playing games, and all of a sudden I'd see it look over on the other screen, and then boom, there's another video. Boom, there's another video. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm now downloading his videos, trying to organize them by topic, because he's just going fucking nuts. And look, I guess he's doing well because he's getting, hundreds of thousands of views on this. People online, oh my God, look what he's doing. This just popped up. Look what he's doing.
Wow.
He's wearing a tuxedo. He's drinking some champagne. That is, I guess, his wife's Billboard charts or something like that. He's pushing. Look, he's trying to do what he can for his family, so I'm kind of 50-50 on this. Look, he's a fucking mess.
I mean, I get it, but dude.
But he's been hawking this album that came out 15 years ago, which we have a clip we'll see later. They spent all their money, like all the money they made from doing the Hills and endorsements and stuff like that, into these top of the line studio producers and masterers and mixers and all of this stuff to get her this album, and they lost everything that they invested into it. So he explains in another clip later on that for years we've been crying and been upset that we wasted all our money on this thing. Now this is because it's the 15th anniversary that this album came out. He's pushing that, he's doing every possible connection that he has to get people to play this song, make videos with the song so that it counts, get it on top of the iTunes charts, Spotify charts, Apple charts. Then I have a package here where he's talking about radio. All of a sudden he realizes you can't get onto Billboard without radio. And then all of a sudden he doesn't realize that radio just doesn't play requests and songs. Like you have to have a label push this thing in order for a radio station or a radio company, because now a lot of them are national, in order to play these songs. You can't just call up and say, hey, can you play this song from 15 years ago? Are you a classic rock station or a classic pop station? No, we're current AC. Yeah, we're not playing that. But now they're doing it, and it's just, all right, let's finish the crystals, and then we'll go to the radio thing. You have anything else to add to this so far?
No, this guy's a nut.
It's amazing, right?
I mean, it's working for him. Apparently, people are talking about it, and and Heidi. Like they've made this thing popular again, and it wasn't popular to begin with. It's just popular now because people like to lean into a bit, and this is a bit, so that's why it's popular.
But the people on there are all, the people commenting on this stuff are all like, "We here for you, we love you." It's all this stuff, and they're doing the bidding. They're going around and they're doing everything they can because people need to be married to a celebrity influence. There's a lot of people out there that feel that they need to be in on this stuff, and there's people out there that feel like they know these people, like they're attached to this. It's like, all right, so you get her to be number one, right? You get her on these things. That doesn't mean the money comes.
Yeah, I was wondering how that works.
You still got to pay the label. You still got to pay for a lot of things.
I mean, obviously, streaming isn't going to rack in a lot of money. I mean, that's why artists are always fighting streaming and trying to sell merch and do all this stuff. They're not going to make that much money off this.
Not the money that he thinks, because I have a clip later where he's talking about a GoFundMe that was set up for them, and he says it's not enough. Here's what the amount needs to be. And you'll go, look, fuck this guy once you hear that.
This is a guy who thinks crystals was going to be an inheritance for his kids. Clearly, he has no idea what money is, or what the value of things.
No.
Number one, first employee that I hired off of Snapchat, Mackenzie Stith, just went to Home Depot or Lowe's and bought me shovels and picks and gloves and masks. And we're going to meet up next week and we're going to dig out all of my...
He's talking about this like when you take your kids to those fake gold mine places, where they have where they've got the water coming down and there's a place where they can sift the sand and you find those
They're
fake
just
jewels.
panning in his yard.
Yeah, that's how this is. This is going to an amusement park adventure for him.
$1.5 million-ish of shattered crystals out of the rubble.
If you were his dad and you knew your kid
spent that much money,
spent $1.5 million on fucking crystals. It's not like you spent it on like a wine cellar or like fine art, where there's enough people and industries out there that will spend money for fine art, for expensive bottles of wine. Those can be an investment.
Because they gain in value. I've never seen anyone buy, say, $100 crystal and it be worth more 10 years later. No, it's still $100 crystal.
All right, let's lower it down a little bit. Classic cars.
Yeah.
If you just bought cars and he restored them, or he just bought old cars, fancy cars, whatever, just to have, those have a value for it. Apparently crystals do, but to the general public, no one gives a fuck about buying crystals.
We're going to put them in buckets. I'm going to take them to a famous artist who's going to tumble them, polish them, drill them, and we're going to put cords in them. And you are going to get the most powerful crystal necklaces from PrattDaddy.com. And God willing, it's going to be enough crystals that we sell and that are so friggin' magical that have freaking survived the hottest fire in the history of Los Angeles, California. And you're going to have a piece of that. And it's going to rebuild the Heidi Spencer house, ideally on Hulu, on a reality show, regardless if not on social media. But she just bought everything we need.
He's trying to parlay this into another reality show, rebuilding his house. Like, this guy he knows how to grift.
Dude,
I give him that he knows how to grift.
I cut clips out of there because somebody wrote to him and said, what you need to do is you need to go out there and immediately do a rewatch of The Hills and do like a live commentary thing. You'd make so much money. And he starts saying, he's like, fuck that show. Don't ever watch that show. It does nothing for us. And he starts shitting on MTV and Netflix. MTV, because they had this, they called themselves Spidey. So they had this concept thing for them a while back that MTV passed, said there wasn't any interest. Netflix didn't give a shit about this whole thing. Now, he said, but Hulu does. And he's like, we're talking with Hulu, and Hulu's going to come in and take this concept.
You honestly think Disney's going to do anything with this? No, because that's who owns it. Yeah, no one's going to.
So he's talking about this whole thing. Now the concept's changed. It's going to be like a whole thing about rebuilding from the ashes kind of deal. And that's going to be their reality show. So you get to see how they're doing all this stuff. And he keeps pitching it like I'm hot right now. This is the best thing to do. And you're like, he's doing the grift and then saying, because he's got kids to pay for, so if anybody else was doing this, you'd be like, fuck you, fuck all of this, I don't give a shit. But because he keeps mentioning his kids and that his house burnt down, you're kind of like, he's got like a shield on him right now that you can give him dirty looks, but you can't throw anything at him,
I'll throw stuff. I don't care.
And she's playing.
I'll throw a big chunk of crystal at him
on her social, and it's coming.
You nail one of those quartzes right in the center of his head. He looks like Vision.
Like, how are those vibes now, Spence?
Yeah. All right. So here's where it gets weird.
Playing. The boys are back in town on her social, and it's coming. Get ready.
The video that said we're about to find out how powerful Spencer's crystals really are.
That aggravated me so
Not at
fucking
all.
much.
How's that?
Because people that we're going to find out how powerful his crystals are because of all of this here, and where they're going to rise from like a phoenix from the ashes. And you're like, how delusional are you fucking people?
All of them are delusional.
And they're all the ones that need mental health days and that sit on their couch. It's like, I just can't deal with the world today. I can't look at my phone because you're worried about somebody's fucking crystals that don't mean anything.
Look, if those crystals had power, that house would have been untouched.
Yeah. So they would have been like the what was Superman's place?
Yeah, the Fortress of Solitude.
That's would have been the Fortress of Solitude.
Tatiana, this crystal keeper in Kauai, lovely lady, texted me this morning. She knew all my crystals in my house were destroyed and shattered. She wrote, when a crystal breaks, it is often interpreted as a sign of a significant life change, a shift in energy, or the completion of a cycle, signifying that you are undergoing a period of transformation and need to embrace new beginnings.
He's reading this because he doesn't believe his own bullshit.
As a protective measure, where the crystal absorbs negative energy to shield you, requiring you to cleanse and recharge yourself.
All right, using that, the crystals are there to shield you and absorb negative energy in order to protect and cleanse yourself. Why? It's what you said. Why wasn't the house spared? There was a billion of them there.
Yeah, well, $1.5 million worth of quartz, I'm sure, should have protected his house by then.
Did nothing.
Transformation and change. A broken crystal can represent a major life transition or a significant shift in your personal energy.
You know what else says that? The fucking paper in a fortune cookie.
He's
Chinese
reading it off
food.
a crystal Pepsi bottle.
Yes, it will do all this. Your lucky numbers are.
Prompting you to adapt and move forward. Release and letting go. The breakage can symbolize the need to let go of old patterns, beliefs, or situations that no longer serve you, making space for new growth. And then she wrote, I am assuming that based on the power and size of your crystals, the change that's about to come is not small. I feel like I'm in the Lord of the Rings.
No, that's not even remotely. Those aren't even like remotely related. Two, the fact that he's doing this on TikTok, I hope TikTok goes away on Sunday. I hope that is the end of this and he's got no outlet to sit there and try to collect. We will never know what happened with his crystal collection.
Now, I would like to point out the fact that when I've been saying that in the comment, I've been trolling him hard in the comments and everything. I get everyone wishing death on me. But the fact that you see it, and I see people in the chat and other places also recognize this. It's like, I feel bad for you, dude, and I understand the hustle, but I can't celebrate this. Other people want to think like, oh, this is great. This is the best way to do it. We got to support him. We got to support them. Get her song to #1. What? All right, then what? How about you donate some fucking money instead of rallying social media posts and do something? Or maybe get a job.
Yeah.
This is my job. I have clips where he's using his kid now to do shit. And I'm sitting there, now I'm getting pissed at him. Now it's like, now I can really legitimately hate you. Because you're using your kids as this exploit. And he's like, fuck yeah, I'm exploiting everything. What do we got? Again, fair argument, but still just pieces of shit. Do you want to go into the radio music thing, or do you want to go into where this short clip of him spouting off that he's going to have lawsuits, like he thinks he's going to come into mega millions by suing all these places in California?
I mean, it's all junk. Go ahead, pick whatever.
No, I want you.
Such a dummy. Do the radio bit.
The radio, all right. So I'll blow out the lawsuits. He just thinks he's like, I got this mega high price attorney. He's like, you obviously don't know who this guy is. Nobody does. Maybe you're in LA, you know him, but you don't know him anywhere else. And he thinks that he's going to sue all these people. Yeah. So is everybody else.
He's an old Indian lawyer that he pays in turquoise. What money does he have? He's got no money.
The lawyer comes in with the suit, has the boots with the metal tips, but he has, what's that thing, the choker thing that comes around that Indians used to wear?
It's a bolo tie.
Yeah, the bolo tie. Comes in with the bolo tie and that.
And silver.
You don't know who this guy is? Nope. And apparently the bar doesn't know who he is either. Is he a legal attorney?
Character.
Yeah. All right. So this is a combination of, and I'll explain when I get to it. There's something in there I have a problem with.
I'll do it or Superficial to be on the radio. So anybody that has a radio station, a radio station on social media, you can tag. Please ask them for the next week to play I'll Do It or Superficial from Heidi's album. We need radio play, I guess, not just iTunes, to get number one on
we
Billboard
finally caught on? Mm-hmm. That streaming doesn't pay you anything?
Mm-hmm.
charts, which is the
He says he needs it to get on the Billboard charts.
Album. We need radio play, I guess, not just iTunes, to get number one on Billboard charts, which is the ultimate goal, because then it's like, that's a wrap. Heidi's the biggest superstar in the world. Obviously not Taylor Swift, but it's like Taylor Swift, Heidi Montag. So let's make that happen. I need all the Swifties back up. I mean, I really do need Taylor. I think I'm gonna have to, get the bat phone out and put out the Swiftie light in the sky.
Yeah, I could just pick up the phone and call Taylor Swift and say, hey, I need you to promote this song from 15 years ago.
We need some Taylor Swift support here. But yes, radio play, I'll Do It, or Superficial. Those are the two that are charting. So please, 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 anybody that knows any radio people, or message your radio station or call your radio station. We got
I don't think he understands where the radio business is now.
drop.
No, not at all.
There's no radio anymore.
You don't call your local station to play a song. If they entertain that, it's just hopefully you say a song that's on the playlist and they go, yeah. And so it makes it seems like you're fulfilling their listener request. There are no listener requests. There haven't been in decades. It's all
Wait, that's not Handsome Dan?
No. They're getting closer every minute. Yeah, it's all a national playlist. It's heavily researched and only influenced by major record labels that say, hey, if you don't start playing this song, we're not giving you our artist for your Jingle Bell tour and any other events that you want to have in there. You can't have Katy Perry unless you start playing this other song from our other person on our label that's an up and coming. That's how it works.
Katy Perry isn't even getting airplay. You're not getting airplay.
Now, here. This is Z100 in New York, biggest pop station in the country. I know this girl. Her name's Crystal. She's on in the afternoon. I know. It. Once I saw who it was, I was like,
there, Eric.
Not against her, but when I saw it was her, I was like, this.
Of course it is.
Like
he's gonna take it as a sign.
Oh, he does. So she's playing it now. What I have a problem with is. It's this. I guess it's the millennial mentality with all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess they gave the okay for her to play this song. If they did a video with this to try to capture some of the momentum of what was going on TikTok, so I guess the management gave the okay to play this song in hopes to tie into a trend that was happening at the moment. Look.
Huge fans of Spencer Pratt on TikTok. Right here, we are going to play the biggest pop star in the world, Heidi Montag, Superficial on Z100.
Watch.
We love you, Spencer! We love you, Heidi! #1 on iTunes!
Okay. I get if the management said you could play the song because it's trending, whatever, fine. I mean, sure. I get that. It's obvious she's doing this because she was hoping to get a lot of media attention or social media attention from this. But the really leaning, we love you, Spencer, we love you, all that stuff. The company doesn't give a shit about Heidi Montag's song. Not at all. Crystal's just doing what younger people do for social media attention and whatever. I can't really fault her for that. It is what it is. But I'm watching this. I'm like, I better not start seeing this become a thing because I'll really get mad at radio if it does. And it did not, because there's no other videos of people out there playing it. People are just, and I'm convinced now they're fucking with him because I cut all of these out. People were just checking in of where they heard the song being played. So he's doing shout outs. One was a shout out to a pop station in Chicago. I'm like, all right, possible. Maybe they played it. One was going, hey, There is the Walmart I'm at in Alabama is playing the song right now, and he's doing a shout out to the Walmart that's going on there. This Costco in Arizona was playing the song, and he's giving a shout out to them. I'm like, they're fucking with him now. Like, people are sending him stuff. It's like, hey, I just heard this song playing at the Winn-Dixie near me down here in Mississippi. Oh, fucking shout out there.
That's a good bit.
Yeah, you know? So that's proper trolling with all of this stuff. But he was going and thanking all these places that they're doing it. He winds up getting able to go on Good Morning America. They chopped the shit out of that interview. Whatever that whole thing was supposed to be, at the end of it, he just goes, she's like, well, you know, hopefully this will, help you guys out and whatever. And he just goes, #1 in Turkey. That's 12 countries now. And then that's how the clip ends on Good Morning America. And I'm like, ooh, they come off really,
because he seems like he's all over the place. Like, he is just whatever is shiny, and he'll just kind of go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't
like crystals in the water.
The glint off a crystal.
Yes. Continuing on.
Just to, like, I'm trying to say calm and not wake up the kids. We spent all of our money on this album, Superficial, 15 years ago. 3 days ago. So January 10th, 2010, it came out. We weren't trying to be reality stars. We're like, we are going to make Heidi a pop star. We were a team. Every night when you thought you're watching The Hills, we were in the recording studio working with the best Kathy Dennis, LP, Stacey Barth, Steve Morales, all these legendaries, the greatest mixers in the world, Dave Pensato, Jason Joshua, Ariel Chobas. Every dollar we made from The Hills, we put into this album.
And it flopped.
And what have you done? It's been 15 years. What have you done since?
She certainly wasn't doing other music.
Oh, I know.
Superficial. And for it to freaking finally get #1 in America 15 years after, do you know how many times we've cried and how much regret we've had about spending all of our money and investing it and believing in Heidi's music, even though we knew it was so good? And
it wasn't so good.
No.
And if you hear the song, we can't play it here, obviously, but if you hear the song, it is contrived shit. It is very mechanical pop.
Oh, yeah.
And her voice has so much padding on it. She doesn't have a range. She can sing like one level. And then there's all this other auto-tune and everything else, all these other effects on there. And you're like, there's no way this will be good. And it wasn't.
I was going to say, what do you think would be better, hers or Paris Hilton's album at the time?
Paris Hilton's, because Paris Hilton's song got radio play all over the country.
I remember that one.
She had 2 or 3 songs. One was "Stars Are Blind."
About the Stars Are Blind, yeah.
The other one was what was the other one? I forgot the other one. There was a rock version of it that did fairly well. Because I remember we were at XM at the time, and then XM was playing the song. I can't think of it. There was "Stars Are Blind" and there was another one here.
I remember 2 of them. I didn't know there was 3.
Well, I said 2. What was the other one?
Oh, I thought you said 3.
Did I say 3?
Yeah, I think you said 3.
Screwed.
Either way,
that was the song. Screwed. It was what it was called.
It's just.
I remember. I go. Since I'm already screwed, here's a message to you. My heart's wide open. There was a rock version or an unmixed version or something like that that leaked to Kiss FM in LA, which I think they purposely did. Then it got buzz, and then a lot of the pop stations were looking to get this, and it's kind of a rockish song, rock pop song. And then I remember XM's 20 on 20 was playing it, and it went somewhere, you know.
I remember there was a radio station, I think Chad was out here on, that someone took over and did the Free Paris bit and was playing Stars Are Blind like constantly. So when they were stunting to switch formats, that's what they were playing. And the whole guy, his whole thing was like, he was like, hey, we're freaking Paris. And then like doing the whole gay DJ bit. And that's all they would play for the entire weekend was that song. And that's why it was stuck in my head. I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that's how they changed formats to switch from whatever, talk to whatever thing they did. Oh, it was the worst.
Yeah.
And for it to finally come out.
Watch it.
Oh my God, that's the fakest fake cry. And I watched Whitney Cummings talking about her podcast studio. Oh,
Spencer, we love you. No, you're doing so great for. You're a stand-up man. You're doing so well by your family. It's all fucking.
Oh, that was okay. That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
So I just talked to Crystal
The
at
transitions of this.
100 in New York, one of the major radio stations. Of course, her name's Crystal. And I asked her, how do we get number one on Billboard? And she's like, you need
don't.
every
You just don't.
No, you don't.
radio station to play Superficial every hour on the hour. So that it means anyone that has any radio contacts in your towns and your cities, just please call the radio stations. I think we only have till Thursday.
This is hilarious. So I don't have this updated information, but as we're doing the show live Thursday, it goes out Friday. This was the day that the Billboard charts reset. So in order to get on there, they had to have the radio play and everything. So I haven't had a chance to check the Billboards yet, because maybe it doesn't come out till Friday. I wasn't finding the information earlier. If it doesn't appear on the chart, that everything they did the previous week is a wash.
Are we looking for top 100 or?
Probably Billboard's 200, top 200 or hot 200.
Got it.
See if you can find it on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
search
hope
through.
so we can pull this off, but I was not aware how important this radio factor was. I thought all the iTunes, I guess I'm old, and it's like number one on iTunes. Of course you're going to be on Billboard number one.
Hold on, I want to bring this up here. Frankie Bronson's back in the chat. He's been gone for a while. Do you think Brody hangs with this loser anymore? He's talking about Brody Jenner. There's videos where he was yelling about, he calls him the Prince of Malibu, and he's like, he's busy, I can't get in touch with him, he doesn't answer phones, whatever. He was talking about, he was complaining that he couldn't get in touch with Brody Jenner to do a video playing the song. And then today I found there was a video of Brody Jenner. He was so uninterested. He was just sitting there on a couch looking at the phone, just going like this while the song's playing for like a minute or whatever, and then that was it.
Nope.
Like there I help.
It's radio station play also. So please call your radio stations, ask them to play Superficial every hour on the hour. We need Heidi to get number one on Billboard. It'll change our lives. I really feel that.
Oh, not even on the Billboard, just get number one.
What's number
on Billboard.
one? Bullshit. You're not gonna
No
sniff
way. I mean,
top
it has
50.
to. Otherwise, I don't want to think about otherwise.
Yeah.
All right. I'm 100 in on what's on the chart right now. No Heidi Montag.
What's up, Daddy Gang? I DM'd Alex Cooper on TikTok.
No, skip through this a little bit.
So it's all good.
He starts talking about like he's threatening people now.
Music, I spent at least 8 hours, so it's kind of like, I'm not saying this is the warning posts, but it's kind of that way because the amount of posts I did promoting Daddy Gang merch, Heidi wearing Daddy Gang merch, I'm kind of like, so it's all good. Maybe she's, recording a podcast right now and she's busy. So like I told Heidi, the clock's ticking because people don't want to smoke with me right now. It's people that I feel like should be out here supporting my wife. I will come for you. I'll be your worst nightmare. I'm not threatening anybody at all, of course. And,
Sure.
I was a little surprised that it wasn't just obvious. Like,
You're
oh my
surprised
God.
that your people who were famous that you thought you were friends are not really your friends, and they're not sitting there and cowtailing to this little quest that you're on.
Spencer and Heidi drove out to my studio and went on my podcast.
Hold on a second. Tom from Alberta. Wesley Willis was more coherent than this schlub.
And poured their hearts out for no money and gave me free content. Oh, I should obviously be making a video telling people to buy Heidi's song, but it's all good. There is a
Yeah. He's like, oh, I should be doing all this for free.
lot of people I know that haven't posted Heidi.
There's different stages of the spiral. This is just the music related one. The other video that's unhinged, we're not even going to get to tonight, but there's so much in there that we might revisit it next week.
So update. I went through 200 of the top 200 on Billboard.
Okay.
Nowhere. They're not in there.
Is it updated for this week?
I can't tell if it says it's been updated for this week. I can see where the position was last week and how many.
Because if it's not the newest release, maybe the deadline's Thursday and then it comes out Friday.
So I'll check.
I'll give the benefit of the doubt of that. If he pulls that off, then I take my hand off to him. And I'm
hoping this is this week's only because at 199 we have Nursery Rhymes by Coco Melon. So I'm hoping they don't put that out of the
That's
list.
number one?
That's number 199.
Oh.
Number one currently is, let me go back, Wham by Lil Baby. I have no idea what that song is. And then, Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar, Sabrina Carpenter.
Well,
He's not beating that.
There's videos of him. He was starting to get annoyed because Heidi dropped and Bad Bunny was number one, which he should be, worldwide superstar. And then he was kind of going after Bad Bunny. So a lot of Bad Bunny's fans started attacking him in the comments. He's like, they're all jokes or whatever. And he's like, but Bad Bunny's just enjoying the spot right now till Heidi reclaims number. It's like, oh my God.
Well, I mean,
you're not even good at doing the
claims as if she was on the chart to begin with.
Well, he's talking about like the iTunes and Spotify and stuff like that.
Sure.
Not the Billboard. Yeah.
Just that matters.
These music that I'm not only going to block in social media, but in real life. And then God willing, when I'm rich and famous, I am going to burn them.
Right there. That whole thing. When I'm rich and famous, that is a loser kid who's been bullied or nobody likes or whatever. They're going to be resent when I'm gone. Why, you going to off yourself? I don't know, but it's like, go ahead, the door, walk out the door, go do what you gotta do.
This may not be up. This is the week of January 18th, so this may be the old one. So we'll wait and see after this weekend and see where she lands or doesn't land.
I'm seeing the chat. Bad Bunny's not dating Kendall anymore, just so you know.
That haven't posted Heidi's music that I'm not only going to block in social media, but in real life. And then God willing, when I'm rich and famous, I am going to burn them down. I'm going to be on my private jet. It'll be electric private jet because, I don't want to get canceled for like emissions or whatever. And I'm going to be like on the jet, be like, remember that person that didn't support you to help you become a pop superstar, Heidi? I don't remember them. But like, I'm trying to keep it cool because the list is growing and I'm keep checking every person that's tagging me. I'm looking at all my accounts. I'm like, how hard is it to post a video playing some of Heidi's music? Even if you don't buy the song, you can for free get it off of TikTok or IG. So soon I'm gonna start naming names, I think, because I have a pretty crazy
not on TikTok
contact list of how many numbers are in my phone. And I'm just gonna start going.
He was smart. His last video, but he goes, for those who didn't help us get on the chart and everything, it's like, I know all your secrets or whatever. And he goes, now I'm gonna start revealing everything. And then
just reading the Epstein
right as he
list.
starts, the video cuts off, and that's the last video we ever put on
Very
there
last TikTok
because the app goes away.
I just want him to get like their phone book out. He's just like Aaron Aronson. He's just going through the list. He's like, you're dead to me. Just like, this guy's a fucking lunatic.
Names, it's on. Anybody that's followed me on Snapchat for like the last...
Listen.
Look, if you have to ask.
He's asking, the caption says, am I insane? This is the last one I think in this package.
I would say I've played Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift. I think, has it been out for 8 years, 7 years? Since the day it came out, maybe I missed 2 days. Max 10 days total in all those years. Should I be upset that Taylor Swift hasn't done anything for Heidi at this point, since we have no house?
Taylor Swift! Should I be upset that Taylor hasn't come and bothered to help us out yet?
Should I be upset Taylor hasn't done any little promo for Heidi, or is that like, am I reaching? Is that like, of course Taylor Swift wouldn't support you back, even though you supported her when everyone was hating on her for, because that was a thing for a minute.
I played her song. I made some posts supporting Taylor Swift. So did most of her fan base. Is Taylor going to their birthday parties? Is Taylor sending them get well cards? No. I played her song for every day for 8 years. Why isn't she why won't she put out a video listening to this song? Does Taylor ever do that? No, she doesn't. Taylor does all of Taylor's social media stuff is just promoting shit she's doing. She doesn't promote Travis Kelce's stuff.
No.
She doesn't promote any of her ex-boyfriends when she was with them, their stuff. It's her tour. It's her, hey, we're selling the book at Target. Here's the vinyl. Here's whatever. That's all it's for. Tom from Alberta, this muttering, stuttering prick is the most valid reason to remove TikTok. Yes. Not wrong. Well, we're going to have to end it here. I knew we couldn't get to everything tonight. Do you want a couple of short celebs?
I was going to say, let's wash our mouth out from Spencer and go to some more unhinged celebrity.
Okay. This one is Patricia Heaton. Do you know who she is?
Deborah.
No.
Deborah. Oh, my brother's tall.
I don't want to go over there. No, we just had dinner with them yesterday.
Yeah. I
so
love that show.
she means well. I think she means well in this, but the way she's translating her thoughts isn't coming out the right way. She's on I don't know if it's Fox and Friends, but it's on something on Fox News. Listen to what she says here.
It makes me tear up because, especially with the Palisades, I have so many close friends that live there that have lost everything. And I'm in Nashville now, but when I would go back to LA, I always drove out to the Palisades to see my friends because it's such a beautiful place. And to see it look like a war zone, to see it flattened is so shocking. And you know, when I wake up in my comfortable bed in the morning, and I think I have friends that are waking up in hotels and in friends' guest houses saying, what do I do? Where do I go? The whole city has been decimated and it hasn't stopped yet.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, what I love about Fox right now is that they're finding these celebrities to comment on this, and she's not the only one. She lives now in Nashville. They've gotten Dean Cain, who has not been in LA in years. Who's the guy who's Chuck, the one that's being like having issues
Zach Levi?
He hasn't lived in LA in a while. I think he lives in Austin.
Right.
Like they're getting all these celebrities to comment on what's going on in LA from actors and actresses that haven't lived there in years. So that's a fun bit. Second, the what makes it tone deaf for me is that she's like, I have friends that have to go to hotels. I have friends that are staying in friends' guest houses. And I'm like, we have people living in school gyms right now because they have been displaced. Fuck you.
There was a lot of comments on the video saying there are people freezing in tents in North Carolina.
Right.
That still haven't gotten the help and all that stuff. Now, that has been a big wave of contention for people.
Yeah,
was everything that's posted about Help California, Save California, Pray California. Everyone's like,
what's going on?
What about Eastern Tennessee and Kentucky and North Carolina that were devastated from the hurricanes and the essentially the washout, the biblical washout they had from the rivers, all overflowing, taking out whole landscapes and towns and what have you, that are still suffering and still trying to rebuild, and they're not getting, one, the attention, but two, they're not getting the help and the level that California is. Now, so a lot of these videos that were coming out, a lot of people saying, well, fuck you, what about everybody in North Carolina? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It came to an even hotter point when it was said, I don't know if it was directly from Biden or if it was just in, you know, how the Biden administration, in his name, the Biden administration, right? Talking about the rebuilding of California, the federal government will cover it 100%.
I think he said that about the other ones too.
I don't know, but that came out and everyone lost their shit about that because they started saying there was people who suffered property damage and loss in Hawaii that were going on the news and online saying, fuck you, we got a $750 loan from FEMA and we lost our places in Maui, we lost our places in Georgia and North Carolina, all these things. Everyone's saying $750 loans from FEMA. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, I would like to find that information, but everyone was showing, it's like, why is California getting 100% funding for to restore California from the federal government, and every other place that suffered didn't?
Well, you know why California has the GDP of a small country.
It's the fourth largest economy in the world.
I'm right. Like, sorry, North Carolina, you're going on the back burner.
I was watching something. I think it was on CNN. They were talking about the topography, and then they went into the economics of California.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's only 3 other countries that make more money than the state of California.
It's the state of California, exactly.
In the entire world. So, I get it, but when you're in-house, meaning the United States, you can't really say that.
No.
You know? So that was causing a whole big issue. But you're 100% right. I know she meant well, but when she said, I have friends waking up in hotels and in guest houses wondering what are they going to do? You know,
they're lucky they had hotels and guest houses to stay in. Like,
right.
I guarantee you, like, right now, I lose my house. I don't know where I'm going. Like, you know, so I don't have
I know where you're going, and you're going head first into that big canyon that's not far from your house.
We're all gonna go hang out in the Grand Canyon, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Daddy,
worry about
where
this
are we going?
like,
Buckle up, kids. Hits the pedal and woo, Dukes of Hazzards it right
see
into
ya. Freeze frame. There goes my thing. Yeah.
Now, what Jordan should have done here was gone right to the federal,
Well, what them Duke boys are not going to talk about.
Dun, 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 and then just fades to black, like goes to commercial.
Right.
We never know.
Well, it seems like Jordan's got himself in a bit of a pickle.
It seems like he's got a bit of a sticky wicket happening. All right. This person I don't really know, but was getting a lot of heat. She's part of the show called The Basketball Wives.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Her name is Drea Michelle. Trying to see if I can find out who she was married to or why she's important. But she's part of this Basketball Wives franchise show, whatever. I don't know who her husband is, nor do I really care. But she put out this video. She was slam promoting a $600 air purifier on Instagram during the wildfires. She took to Instagram to share a video of herself assembling a Sereniby, Sereniby. That sound right? A Sereniby air purifier, which currently retails at $629. Setting it up for her 8-year-old son, who is playing in the background, saying, what is imaginable, while the unimaginable is happening with these fires in Los Angeles, air quality is so poor, toxic even. And then she tagged the company in there.
Oh my God.
The Sereniby,
like, please don't do this.
Official air purifier to ensure that my kids and pets are breathing fresh air, are breathing in fresh, double filtered air during these times. And you like, whoa, that is cunty. Look at this. I don't know if this music's copyright, so I'm going to drop it here, but I don't think she's saying anything. But this was in the post. For the radio people, she's sitting in a very nice living room.
Yeah, it's pretty open.
And it looks like, you know, when you open up a box and start putting in a piece of IKEA furniture together?
Yeah.
She's just sitting there, kids playing in the background. She's doing artistic shots showing of her assemble the wooden base, the upright filter here, putting the filters in.
Fancy.
Yeah. Showing you, look, taking it out of the plastic, how to put it in. So just so you know, while all this tragedy is going on, we're breathing fine in our living room thanks to this air purifier, which I'm going to tell you is not doing a whole hell of a lot.
No.
It's barely doing it. That is for basic dust particles that may settle in your living room. That's not helping burned ash and soot, wood, fiberglass, all kinds of metals, maybe even human flesh.
Well, did you see the size of the filters? That thing is meant for a smaller room than she's placing this in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not meant for that amount.
It's like for a kid's bedroom.
Right.
Yeah. So she got a lot of shit for that.
What a dummy.
Another person I don't know or care about, from the Real Housewives of New York. Her name is Ramona Singer. And she got a lot of shit and lost some endorsements. Not only from her troubled past of using the N-word a bunch while filming the show, but I guess she has a place in Florida, and she woke up and was showing how lovely it is to live in Florida, and the people in California, not so much. So let's take a look at this.
What a beautiful morning in Florida. What a way to wake up. Look at this view. So happy.
All right, it's not done yet.
She doesn't know how to use her phone.
No, she's futzing with her phone because she doesn't know how to do the reverse feature of the camera. And it's just showing her in her big, gigantic old lady sunglasses. Stumble, flips around. Now, look at the view from her place here. She's like on the second floor of I guess her balcony, right? And she's looking over a nice body of water. Looks very nice.
Right.
Bright and sunny. Gonna do some work, play some tennis. Beautiful day.
Right, that's what she says, okay? She wrote a caption on the video that says, a beautiful day to wake up to. Unfortunately, people in California have no idea what their day will bring.
Like, she does know that the state she's currently filming in was just hit by hurricanes and was, devastated themselves. Like, oh, God, I hate people.
Apparently not. Who else can we show you here?
We need another plague.
Cheryl, there's a I'm going to skip the Alyssa Milano one. She's on there. She's talking about. She's trying to sound sincere, but because of her history and the way she's talking,
the way she does,
she comes off very insincere. She's saying the right things, but you don't believe the intention behind it and the way that it's being presented. So,
well, she comes across and it's a word that rhymes with shunty.
Yes.
With most of her things. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of hers.
She used a word that don't mean nothing, like Loop did. She sang on Do What You Like, and if you missed it, she's the one that said, just grab me in the biscuits. This one is a dancer for 26 seasons of Dancing with the Stars. Her name is Cheryl Burke.
Her I know.
You do know her. I have no idea
know
who
Cheryl
she
Burke.
is. Okay, so Cheryl Burke is a dancer, celebrity of some sort. She's going to do her part to try to help out and donate for what was going on with the fires in Los Angeles.
I'm donating most of my stuff because I've realized I really don't need them. And there are people that need them more than I do. So let's box some clothes. Let's box up clothes that people need more than I do. That's for sure. I just want to give a quick shout out to Quirk. They are amazing. They are taking more donations and lightly used clothes. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I sell a lot of my stuff on Poshmark. But
okay, here's the problem. So I don't know what Quirk is. Most people don't know either. So I'm looking this up.
It sounds like maybe like a local shop or like a consignment place.
Quirk,
maybe.
Kind of. Quirk is a company, a fashion store in California that sells authentic retro clothing. That means they don't take lightly anything. It's got to be authentic, certified. I looked on their webpage because they said it's so easy to buy fake bags and clothing and everything. We make sure that like it's getting the proof of purchase for all of this stuff. And it's all high-end antiques and retro clothing and all this stuff here. So they're not taking your clothing and it's like, yeah, we'll gladly take your clothing for donations. Yeah, really? Because they're going to go through your shit, see what's there, take what they want to sell, and then maybe they donate the rest of it. Or it's a consignment thing. Now, that's one. Number two, in case you don't know, I usually sell my stuff on Poshmark. So now you just made it about, let me show you what I normally would have sold for money, but look at what I'm donating now. You've already lost any sort of genuality behind it.
This is not as egregious as other things. Like her saying that, look, I normally would sell this. I'm going to donate it to try to help you guys make money and all that stuff. Like, this is not the most egregious version of these things.
What if it goes on for another 6 minutes of her showing you her closets and all the bedrooms that are crowded with clothing that she either bought or had given to her, and she's just showing off all stuff that will be future Poshmark sales?
Now that is not the priority, obviously. The priority is for me to be able to give back, and this is how I can give back right now. My heart has been so broken, and I've been in a state of freeze. I haven't been able to move.
Freeze.
I've been feeling really paralyzed and hopeless. So today has been the
She's just
day
laying in
where
her
I've
bed staring at the
had to
ceiling.
get myself up and come alive. And
Yeah, see, that's exactly it. She has to
been
talk
the
about
day-
what she's been going through.
Yeah,
it's
she's
been the
really
day
suffering.
Where I've had to get myself up and come alive, and I'm going to now box these clothes up. We've got a lot of clothes. This is not it, folks. We've got a whole closet. Yeah, this is not even my closet. This is the guest room's closet of clothes and shoes and more clothes.
What's with the gloves?
We've got lots of
she'll
clothes
tell you.
here, folks.
Oh my god.
And lots of boxes. So if you or anybody feel similar and want to feel like you're helping somehow, like I said, go to my Instagram stories. You'll see all the information there. I'll make sure to repost it once it comes down after 24 hours. And, you know, social media has really come through as far as a community goes. Just this morning I asked, it seemed like a lot of people were only doing drop-offs, and because I don't live in the LA area
Another one who doesn't live there.
anymore, that wasn't
like I'm
an
in New
option
York.
for me. So I just asked on all of my platforms if anyone knew of a place where I could send a bunch of clothes or whatever people need, and right away I got someone from Threads. These people,
Oh my god, who's
Dino,
using
shout out
Threads?
to Dino.
Yeah, right? It took me for a second. I'm like, what company is Oh, the fucking social media thing no one uses.
Responded right away with an address saying, yes, please send over any lightly used clothes, shoes. And I double checked that everything and all proceeds were going to those who have lost their homes and victims of the LA fires, and it was confirmed. So now I'm going to do my due diligence here. We
Okay,
got
so
lots-
pause it real quick. What I hate is the lightly used portion of it. If I'm fucking homeless, my house has burned down and I've got no other clothes, if you gave me a pair of Nikes with a hole in it, I would be grateful. You know what I mean? Like,
I
don't give
understand
me
that.
like dirty, gross shit, but Jesus, stop being that picky.
I
about
understand that, but that goes through all levels. Like if you're talking like Goodwill or church donations and all those things, they don't want socks, they don't want underwear, they don't want, if it's not something that you would wear, that's pretty much the rule for
that I
all
understand.
clothing donations.
Here is the
But I do
here's-
understand what you're saying. It's like if you were homeless and had nothing.
like stop being picky about what you get to donate to people. I'm not even saying the homeless people are having the issue. It's the people taking the donations. Like, no, we don't want that.
I know.
It's like, shut up. Here's the other thing, and this is going to solve all the problems. And this is how bad the internet is. That this is what would solve all the problems. I guarantee you, any of these actresses, Cheryl here, just go to OnlyFans, do some feet pics, and I guarantee you'll rebuild that fucking Palisades area within a month. I'm not even kidding. And it's gross and it debases everybody, but I guarantee you go that route, you don't have to sell your clothes. You throw a fucking, a couple of your little 10 digits up there and you're gonna make bank. I'm sorry. It's gross, but it's true.
I got the name Pacific Palisades.
Pacific Palisades fundraiser.
to pack
That's
up,
it.
people. Yes, I need to give them away. I need to just give them to those who really need them.
She keeps making videos to reiterate this
It's
point.
so heartbreaking. Like, I can't even imagine. My sister lives in Venice. She hasn't been evacuated, but I just know so many people who have lost their homes, and I could have been there with them.
See? Make it about you.
All about her.
With them if I didn't move. And that moving decision was such a huge decision for me. I wasn't going to move, but
Really dodged a bullet there.
If I didn't move, I could have been with them, and I could also be suffering legitimately, where I could do all this stuff and nobody could, shit on me for it.
This is not about me. This is about everybody who's been affected. And
Again, I'm not racist, but
They are
this is not about
heartbroken.
me.
so am I. Sending love to everybody. You're about to have some really nice clothes.
Oh, what a fucking, oh God, that hurts.
Right?
That statement there is what made me not care about what she's doing. You're about to get some nice stuff. You're welcome, Pacific Palisades.
That might
so
be the show.
Halle Berry did this exact same thing where she's like, look, I went into my closet and said, look, I have the money to buy clothes. I'm going to just give away everything that I have. And she did the same thing, but she made one post about it and didn't make a video, and that was it. And that's great. Like if you have a whole big ass mansion closet full of clothes and you get rid of it and donate it, good for you.
Yeah.
This woman, congrats everybody. You won the jackpot. You're getting some nice stuff.
I told you, it started off one way and it's started going the other and then continues.
This is only a portion of my but
wait, what is she?
She said shit. I don't know why she beeped it.
To the people who
got it.
Need it.
She goes, this is a portion of my shit, but she goes, but hopefully it's not shit to the people that need it.
And this is only just a little bit of the closet. I still haven't opened up this side.
What a terrible looking closet, by the way.
I can't even get my closets opened. Like the door's stuck.
I'm so blessed.
A lot of stuff. Got lots of stuff, people. Lots of stuff. Wow. Okay.
Mirror shot.
Yeah, Jared said instead of spending the money for new clothes, donate the money and keep your old clothes.
Just right, like,
or donate the money and donate the clothes. Do both.
That's how much stuff I have.
Look, she's still showing
really
you.
Puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? I don't need any of this. I actually packed an evacuation bag. And I didn't realize I could pack so light. Like, I really don't need anything but my dog and her stuff.
Why is it in the bag? Get it out of the bag.
The dog, yeah, it can't breathe.
My passport's
trying to get out of a bag.
She's trying to put it into that bag that you shoved the vacuum to and then takes all the air out so it
She's
fits
taking
better.
the air out of it. She's got like a Pomeranian in a
I just
bag.
need nothing, actually.
I haven't seen her dog
really.
once.
Just need the people and the pets that I love. That's another thing you can do, you guys. There's so much you can do. You can donate dog beds, even if they're old. Like, it's imperative. It's so important. It doesn't need to be stuff with tags on them. It doesn't matter. People just need clothes. People just need clothes on their back to keep them warm. If anyone's wondering why I've been wearing gloves or why I'm wearing gloves, my hands are all cut up because of the boxes. I've got sensitive hands.
Now, because she said that,
I don't know if I hate her or Spencer more right now.
Right.
Like, I'm just like so torn.
because she said that, look, she's now showing you, for the radio people, she's just going back and forth down this hallway from rooms to, I guess, a living room or something, showing you
filming all this,
all the boxes of stuff that she's filling up. She's dumping it over there. There's no point to this.
I've been feeling so paralyzed and hopeless, and I'm just so grateful.
Again with the paralyzation.
For Quirk and the team over there for allowing me to send over clothes that I just don't need. I think it's so easy for us to just like not do anything, to just observe. If you also feel similar to me or have been, this is what made me get up today. People are in need of diapers. People are in need of dog beds. People are in need.
Yeah, it's not the fact.
So she's just been laying there,
Yeah.
not even in the area, paralyzed with fear.
It's not the fact that she has this lavish house and lots of money. She goes, there's just not enough in my life right now to get me out of bed. But because this tragedy that I can marry myself to, this is what got me out of bed today.
This is something like when you and I were talking the other night, where I brought up the fact that when we were kids, we were literally in a classroom watching the Challenger explode live on television, and we were expected to just go about our day. We went to recess, and that was it.
Yep.
We had to just move past it all. This woman who doesn't live in the area is paralyzed with grief, and that she could have been a part of it.
Yeah.
She could have been a part of it. Oh, I hate people.
You don't know if it's really grief. They're like, oh my God, I could have been part of this if I still lived in LA. It's not
could have been part of 9/11 if I lived in the New York area.
Yeah, it's
but
not.
I didn't,
it's not thankful. Like, oh my God, I could have been part of this if I still lived in LA. I'm thankful that we moved and God was looking out or something like that. It was, I could have been part of this if I still lived in LA. Why did I leave LA? I should have stayed there. I can't. This needs to be about me. How do I make this about me? So
it's when the tornadoes leveled Joplin, Missouri. I could have been. Well, I lived an hour away from there once when I was 10, and went to Burger King in Joplin 15 years prior. That could have been me if I didn't move.
Right.
Like, fuck off.
Amazon gift cards if you don't have anything in your own possession. If you want to DM me, if you need help researching stuff, I'm really good at that. I can totally do it for you.
She said damn me. Like, she was like, yeah, if you wanted to damn me, no, DM me, like enunciate.
Questions, specific questions, I can ask my huge community of people. It's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, especially with fires still currently happening. What will bring life back into people is just humanity and community, and we all can give something. Love you guys.
Feet pics. Just do it. Stop wasting our time. It's not my fetish, but man, you'll make money. I'm over it.
Feet pics, maybe.
Feet pics.
Some tits pressed against frosted shower door.
That's all you gotta do.
Something like that would have raised way more money than all of
Look,
this.
it's gross. You know, you throw on a pair of underwear for an hour, take them off, you could sell them on the internet. That woman, that one streamer once sold bathwater that she did, right? Like, the depraved will build LA back.
Mm-hmm.
Please, there's a young man that just wants some feet pics. He'll spend his allowance on it. Just stop making these videos. Stop. Because your need to be altruistic is coming off very, very bad.
I've always said where if you're going to do something charitable or whatever,
just don't talk about it.
No, but yeah, if you're a celebrity, unless it's a call to action to help for something or provide a link to something, that's one thing. But if you're going to say, look, I went and I donated my time or I did this and that, let someone else document you doing that, because then it's not you doing it to be self-serving. If TMZ or somebody just turns on the phone and said, hey, I saw such and such down, helping, bringing water to the guys at the fire department, or they were out there helping out this school thing or sorting clothes at a Goodwill or something
Steve
like
Gutenberg
that.
was out there moving cars.
Right.
No one cared.
He didn't post that he moved the fucking car.
No, he was on the news.
Yeah. Who are you? What are you doing? Oh, I'm Steve Gutenberg. Then that's okay, because they didn't know who he was, what he was doing. But when you put this out here and say, I did all of these things, you immediately negate any kind of selflessness that you're adding to this, trying to be a decent human being. You still are trying to be a decent human being, but you've soiled the impression of it now because of posting shit like this.
Look, not to make it about me, all this stuff was happening last week. You had stopped the show for a little bit, and then you sent me all the money that was being donated. You know what I did with that money? I didn't want to make it about me.
I hope you didn't donate it to the LA fires, because then
I bought Legos.
Did you really? What'd you get?
But I could have donated it. But I bought Legos.
What
No,
did you
I got
get?
let's see. I got this one that I already put together, and then it's the Leonardo.
I can't
da
see what it
Vinci-
is. What is it?
Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine.
Wait, hold on. Let me switch you up.
That's pretty cool.
Oh wow!
And then I bought the little mini arcade of the Pac-Man set. But I could have donated that.
You could have,
but I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I'm
but
glad
I feel
either
bad.
way.
I was paralyzed with fear about if the fires were going to come to Arizona, so I needed something to take it off of my. My mental health I needed to build something.
It gave you
much like they're going to build LA and the Palisades back. I'm building Legos with the money that you all donate. So thank you.
Yeah,
I bought
the Lego Getty Museum. Here's the Hollywood sign. Here's that observatory that I'm forgetting. The Griffith,
Griffith Observatory.
You're just buying California landmarks and rebuilding. That's how you get up in the morning. That's what gets you out of bed to contribute to the relief effort here. You're building
so
back
if you guys
strong
feel like donating
California
to my Lego obsession, please.
Well, might as well do it now with all the plugs. Jordan, tell the nation how everyone can donate money for you to increase your Lego account.
You can come here and donate through Instagram. You can do it through Twitch, Bits, all that stuff. If you want to come follow me on X, Instagram, Blue Sky, it's at Jinx Ronan. Twitch, Jinx Ronan 79. Reach out, talk about how old we're all getting with my bifocals. do that. I want to see some music lists. Like we did our music shows over the winter break here. Send me some new music. I need some more concerts to go to apparently. And if you're feeling like you want to use your Amazon account to subscribe to our Twitch channel, use that free subscription that you can use for Twitch, and go ahead and hit the little button, subscribe to us. I just renewed mine during the show, actually. So go ahead and do that. It's free for you. It's already part of your service, but it helps us out. So go ahead and do that.
All right. For me, I also like to point out that if you have your free Amazon Prime subscription, please use it to donate to Spencer and Heidi so that Heidi can be number one. Get them number one on Twitch, because that'll just mean the world to them. For me and the show, social media right there on the bottom. It's Eric Nagel across the board, all the social media platforms. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those on-demand platforms where you listen at your own convenience, do us a kindness, go over there, leave us a positive review. It does help out the program in a big, big way. More so than lightly soiled clothes or any of those kind of things. We don't need those donations. We just need you to click a like button, maybe a subscribe button over on our YouTube channel where you can watch episodes of the show also at your convenience. If you want to join us live each and every week, you can also do with the YouTube channel and our Twitch channel, all under It's Eric Nagel. Go there, like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and that helps us out, right? I think we're all good.
Sure does, Eric. Thanks, everybody.
Wait, I want to get
sorry that
there.
Sorry that California's burning down, but I got Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine with like a little Leonardo da Vinci.
All right. So until the next time, everybody,
be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you. Goodbye.
It's Eric Nagel.
Eric, must everything always be about Eric?
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.